make you famous?
Because I'm a cowboy. Oh, man.
Nuts?
You thought?
And now, your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon! Well, it's another show brought to you by none other than the Cowboy King of Content, baby. And I'm back in the building. And you know what? I still got these little toy belts because something I'm very proud of is my Wednesday Wrestling League called We Wrestle Wednesdays. It's the All-Purpose Championship Wrestling League. Guys, make sure you tune in this Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, as you see a bunch of guys battling it out for supremacy as who is the best wrestler. It's a lot of fun, a lot of trash talking. You'll definitely enjoy it. I'm very proud of that. This week is going to be the 9th week in a row. And we transitioned from WWE 2K 2024. Wow, I'm in the future. We transitioned because I was thinking of the PlayStation 4 version. We transitioned from WWE 2022 on the PlayStation 4 version to WWE 2023 on the PlayStation 5 version. So, guys, it's going to be epic. I hope you guys show up and check it out. And with that being said, we're going to get this show started. So, if you guys are new for the first time, I'm the Cowboy King of Content. I do a lot of different content from podcasts like this right here, gaming. I do a lot of gaming, whether I'll be talking about gaming. My dog's going crazy, but it's okay. I do vlogging, so you see stuff like my dog in videos and stuff. My wife and I going on trips, the kids, whatever. My whole life is on the internet, even my honeymoon in Mexico. And then I do reviews. I do product reviews. I do movie reviews. So I got some reviews coming up. Some stuff I recorded. I just need to make it to video. And I even went yesterday to the 4DX theater to see. Well, let's see. I seen Avatar first, then I seen Ant-Man, and yesterday I seen Shazam 2. The whatever gods. So guys, I'll be doing a review for that as well. But more importantly, I'll have more information about the 4DX theater. So let me put these up. I'm gonna grab a chair. I hope you guys grab a chair. Oh wait, let me show you this. At the place, it's called Bee Sting Pizza. I actually got extras I meant to take for lunch, but I didn't. Guys, this is really good. What it has on it is pepperoni and bacon, and they drizzle like some type of spicy honey. Woo, 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 woo. Sandy, what was it called at the place we got it from, the restaurant? It wasn't called Bee Sting. They called it something else. So, guys, go to your local pizza place and ask for a hot honey pizza. All right. So, oh, wait. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get ready. Guys, also going to have a video where I went to the doctors to get my arm checked out. So, here's what's crazy. So, my arm, as you know, was messed up. But yesterday, I was like, you know what? What if I just stretch it past the point where it hurts, right? And I did that because I was like, well, what if my arm is like a kink in it, right? What if it is a frozen shoulder? Yes, it's in a lot of pain, but what happens if I push it past the part where it hurts? So I was doing that, and look, I could raise it up. The hardest part was me putting my arm out. Yes, it still hurts, but honestly, it's kind of cool because I got better range of motion. And I think that pain I feel is there, but in a weird way, I don't think it's as bad as it used to be. So I'm still waiting for my MRI. I still can't go work out. I still can't build on these guns. So it is what it is. But guys, look at this. Like, now it hurts. Come on. Come on, show me the love. Just come on. Guys, I'm trying to do my thing, but you know she want to be on here?
There's nothing wrong with you.
One more. All right.
I'm going to the gym where he can't go.
Some haters, man. It's haters. But guys, when I start working out again, trust and believe. Believe and trust. I'm going to be back. See these little guns? They small now. But don't worry. The Cowboys going to get the chest back. I'm going to be in there, baby. All right. So I'm going to grab a chair and I'm going to sit down. Somebody the other day said, Cowboy, your new name should be the Cowboy King of all entertainment. I said, God damn. I like that. Because, guys, I do like to entertain. Now, let's see who is in the building. Let's see. My man Josh Warren is here. Also got to thank Josh because a portion of the show is something that I seen on one of his shows, and he said it's okay for me to use the clip. So we're going to roll that clip later on, and that's going to actually be the conversation piece of is men and women equal. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Let me see. Controversial topics ahead. Oh, yeah. The boat's going to be rocking. Let me see. I'm seeing clouds going somewhere outside of my window. Okay. Seb said, Anthony, what are you doing standing there looking like that, man? It's not We Wrestle Wednesdays. I know, Seb. But, I had to, I like to promote We Wrestle Wednesdays. I'm very proud of it. It's been doing very good as far as people joining, people having fun. So I like to promote it. Let me turn my volume down a little bit, just in case if that's a little too loud. And my man Ellis is, wait, let me back up. Seb said, Anthony, I might be in Newark, bro. Just let me know. Newark is probably 2.5 hours from me. I would easily drive 2.5 hours. Yo, let's go get something to eat. You know me, man. Whenever you see me in my videos, my wife and I, we just love to go eat. So, bro, come out here. Let me know. I'll come find you, and we'll go out and grab a bite to eat together. 1,000%. Let me see. Ellis putting the eyes. praying, and the fire. So I don't even know what that means, but it's gonna be epic. Seth said I got a contract to code some AI for a company called IPC Systems, and oh, that's dope. Well, let me just tell you this. Oh, Big Mike is in the building. Mike, if you want to jump on this, man, so it's not going to be all gaming tonight, but we got some spicy topics about men and women and relationships. So it's probably up your alley. So let me know if you want to jump in. I will say this, Sev. You also got to be careful. In New Jersey, there's 3 known bad cities, okay, that you don't want to be in. 1 is Camden, 2 is Trenton, where I grew up, and 3 is Newark. So just want you to know when you come here, bro, you want to stay at your hotel unless you got somebody with you and they're just going from A to B. Go get something to eat, but don't be walking around or nothing crazy. Trust me. It's you don't want to be walking around in Newark. I'm just saying. Let me see. Yo, Fable, what's going on? Say hello, cowboy. Mike said, what's We Wrestle Wednesdays? Oh, man, bro. You know what? You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Let's travel a little bit. And just hold on real quick. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. My man said, what is We Wrestle Wednesdays? You know, I've only been going on for nine weeks. But, you know, so this is what we're going to do. Cowboy is going to sit back down, throw my belts up, because, yes, I am a triple champion, you know. Going to go to my channel. Show my man Mike. Let's go to the channel. All right. Got to throw me up on the screen bigger than that. Yeah. Oh, can I do the other side? No, I can't. All right. And go to my channel. And so you guys see I did a little bit of rebranding. Cowboy King content, podcast, gaming, vlogging, and reviews, right? Made it simple. Simple, simple, simple. But if you scroll the past live streams, you see We Wrestle Wednesdays. So I give you a little taste of We Wrestle Wednesdays.
Today is We Wrestle Wednesdays, and I am the current Intercontinental Champion, the current Women's Wrestling Champion, the current Universal Champion, and I am the All-Purpose Champ, and this is the All-Purpose Championship Wrestling League, and I got something for all the champions, because I am going to put up all 3 of my belts today in a multi-man match. So that means anyone gets in the match has a chance to become that champion, and you don't even need to have a one-on-one. And I dare any of you guys who so call yourself champions to do what I'm gonna do, because I'm the cowboy, and this We Wrestle Wednesday is gonna be epic. And now, your mama knows.
Let's go.
Today.
All right, so we cut little promos and stuff, but pretty much it's like this.
At Aspen Dental, new patients without insurance get a free complete exam
Why
and
do I
x-rays
have
and 20% off treatment
Amazon?
plans.
In 2020, there were over 5 million car crashes. That's more than 15,000 a
to connect my stuff.
Absolutely, but what we're saying is that because it was switched from one match to the other, everybody.
Check this out. Me and the
It is
boy
right there. Yeah. Look, Goldberg laid out. Look, Goldberg laid out. Oh, who's this? Okay, I ain't gonna bother that.
Hey,
Goldberg, come on by.
It's about
Goldberg.
to be on.
Oh,
God.
Damn.
Hey,
All right, so long story short, We Wrestle Wednesdays. It's a wrestling league I put together 9 weeks ago. We wrestle every Wednesdays. Now, we wrestled on Friday, but that's because the actual game came out on Friday. Plus, that Wednesday, it was my wife's birthday. But yeah, we wrestle on Wednesdays, and we have titles. I actually put up all the stats, and I actually put up the matches and who won in the title, not the title, but in the thumbnails on the, you know, and then it's also, you could click on each video and actually go directly to that, like about 2 minutes of the match to when that person won. You hear her screaming, going crazy. So long story short, it's a wrestling league with the wrestling video game, and a brand new game just came out last Friday. All right. Anyways, so that's what We Wrestle Wednesdays are. I'm very proud of it. And if anybody play the wrestling games, please come join us. Guys, look at the flowers I got my wife. They're blooming. Her favorite flowers are stargazer lilies. They're looking really good. I think I did a good job. It cost $106. Never again. All right. Anyway, so let's check the see what's going on. Sev said, I am 6'5", I weigh over 200 pounds, and I carry a 45 with a legal CC permit. Oh, well, fair enough. But I think you have to see if you could carry that in New Jersey, though. Each state has different regulations as far as carrying firearms. Let me see. Camden and Newark is in the middle of gentrification now. Trenton is next. Let me see. Sev said, I will be fine. Trust me. All right, fair enough. Well, either way, bro, come out here. I'm coming to see you. Let me see. Big Mike said that, Josh, even with that only means the downtown areas look nice. The inner cities don't change. Where the people gonna go? That's a topic right there. Let me see. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Myself, Anthony, is not the safest place around either. It's all about how you carry. No, I agree. So I was talking to somebody the other day, Sav, and I was like, listen, you could put somebody in a crazy area, right? But it is how you carry yourself, right? Like me, I'm never worried about when I go in certain areas. Like I'm worried as far as this could be crazy, but I don't stand out as like rob that guy. I don't be like, oh man, looking over my shoulder. I just walk down. Listen, bro, what's up? You know, because of where I used to live at. So that's it. Is a good point. Yo, Geek is in the building. Hey, yo. Josh said, tons of places to go now. It isn't 10 years ago. They are developing these areas to prepare for the World Cup in 2026 and future Olympics. That is cool though. Makes sense. Let me see. Is that on 2K 2023? And it is. I'm sure I already said that. And then Seb says, seems like everyone is moving to Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina right now. We have seen so many people coming in here. It's insane. Hey, bro, and I will be coming to Florida next year. So good stuff. Seb said, I have never had an issue with any other state honoring my CC permit, even from a different state. Plus my criminal record is blank. Okay, fair enough. Let me see. Big Mike said E-Money got shot 4 times in Newark during Robert and the same side. Oh, I mean, E-Money is a big dude. That's crazy though. He got shot 4 times. But yeah, Newark is not the place to play around. Trust me, don't assume you will be fine. Let me see. Big Mike, don't be putting people's business on the internet. Snitches get stitches. Yo, y'all wildin'. He said, Josh, what I am saying is the people who live in the inner cities have nowhere else to live, so they stay the same even after gentrification. Let me see. And it all depends who you hang around. Well, that is true. You know, let me see. If New York and California honors my permit, I think I'm fine. Yeah, you might be. I mean, I don't know. I only went to the gun range twice. I actually don't like it. I got a video on this channel, guys, where I take my wife to the gun range, I surprise her, and take her to the gun range for Valentine's Day. I got in the car and said, listen, I want you to drive my car because I need to record the look on your face where we get to where we're going. So you know how we do. You never know where you're going. So she's driving. I'm like, make a left, make a right, go down. And she's like, where are we going? Okay. And she pulls up. You see her face like, and she looks at me. And I'm like, yep. You always been saying you want to shoot guns, so I paid for an instructor and everything. Let's do it. You guys got to check that video out. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to allow guests to jump in. I know my guy FCAT is going to be jumping in at some point. He's going to be going over the cloud stuff that's been going on. So if FCAT's not jumping right in, we could get to the relationship stuff. Since we already got Josh and we already got Big Mike here, they'll probably want to get into that relationship stuff right away. So to join this show. All right, so here we go. So I want to start this off a little spicy. Here we go to join the show. Let me pin this. Now, there's a video I'm looking for that I want to show. I don't know how much I could get away with showing without it kind of like messing up my channel. But I think I'm going to show some of it Oh man, FCAT is ready. All right, so let me pull FCAT in. Let me get out my Stadia controller. I like to use this as my headset. So what I do is I pull out my Stadia controller. I plug it in to my computer because this allows me to hear people better. And then I put this in my ear. And bam, there we go. All right, now. You know what? Hold up. You know what's funny? It's like I'm plugging it in and it's not fully going in. Yo, is my controller broke or something? Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now what's weird is it got the green light. The light's supposed to be white. Maybe that's the way it looks now that there is no more Stadia. I don't know. Here, let me, whoops, my bad. Let me check something real quick, guys. I'm just curious. Yeah, it says speaker is still out of the thing. Let me see. Speaker. Oh, I think my Stadia controller just stopped working. It was like, yo, Stadia is no more. All right, anyway, we'll figure it out. But anyway, let's bring in none other than my guy, FCAT, my right hand.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Chilling.
Cool, cool. Bro, you ready for this craziness we about to cover today?
So you want to do gaming first and get into your other stuff?
Let me do this. Let me do one. I'm gonna do this crazy thing that Mr. Urban World put in. So let's chat about that first. Because I got Josh and Mike here, and they might actually they might want to go over this. Should have grabbed it. So hold on, let me just scroll and find it. You know, Mr. Urban World always put in the crazy stuff. But there's one thing I wanted to go over. Because when I watched that with my wife, I was like, yo, they are wilding. And I thought it'd be a good topic. Let's see. Guys, you got to jump into Discord. We go over so much in the Discord. And so much so has taken me a little bit to find. Because he was putting some crazy stuff. All right, I found it. All right, let me just copy the link. Put it into my Facebook.
Yeah, definitely check it out, guys. Today, we were arguing about consoles and soda.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. You know what? I'm going to use my PlayStation controller then. To use, I like to have, I wonder if it's working. Maybe it's my wire's not working. I like to hear you through my, my headphones.
Ron said you got the flowers from Avon.
Ron, this guy, man. Yo, you know what's crazy? Maybe here, let me unplug this wire. Might be my wire. Is messing up. All right, let me unplug this. Plug it back in. So see the light come on. Yeah, I like to use the thing here. Let me just refresh this real quick. Let me refresh this real quick. All right, here we go. Got FCAT back. All right, say something, FCAT.
Yo.
Oh, this is strange. Let me see. All right.
Where was the last restaurant you ate at?
Where's the last what?
Restaurant you ate at.
The last restaurant I ate at, it was the Cheesecake Factory when I went out for my wife's birthday on last Wednesday. Let's see. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me read what you said, and I'm gonna pull this thing up. Let me see. I want to show you guys a video. It's gonna be a little while, but I want to show you this video. Let me see. All right, so right here, Seb said gentrification is just a false description of something. And Big Mike said he don't care about that part, Josh. I was careful what I said. And Josh said, Big Mike, they can't afford to stay. If rent goes from $1K a month to $5K, they are not staying unless it's on street panhandling. Let me see. And wow, Aunt, you actually got flowers. There are so many podcasts where you said you won't ever do that. Yeah, my wife turned 40 years old, man, and it was cool because this girl at my job, it's in my video. If you watch the video, she was like, yo, you know what you should do? You should leave work early. Because here was the thing. Guys, got to watch the video. It's all in the video. But I was surprising her going to take her away for the weekend. She had no clue. So then I was like, hey, I'm going to take you away for the weekend. So what she thought was I was going to get home at 5 and then we was going to leave. But this girl at my job was like, what if you left early and then you show up with flowers? I'm like, I ain't getting no damn flowers, but I'll leave early. So I asked my boss, can I leave early? She said, fine. So then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should show up with flowers because I never get her flowers, right? And she was like, yeah, cool. Why don't you get her favorite flowers? I'm like, I ain't doing all that. I'm just going to go to Acme and ShopRite. And then I thought, you know what? If I'm going to go leave work early, go get flowers, then you know what? I'm going to get her flowers. She loves Stargazer lilies. They're finally starting to open. You got one right here that's not open. But yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going all out. These things was $106. But she loves them. They smell good. It's a good little look in the back. So good stuff. But yeah, you got to check out the video, Mike. All right, so Big Mike needs to join the relationship part. Yeah, Big Mike, you should jump in, man. Let me see. Seth said people get displaced sometimes. Calling it gentrification is just weird to me. Historically, yeah, certain areas are known for certain things, but that changes over time organically. And Sav also says no need to call it gentrification. It's just evolution, and it happens. And then Ron was wondering, was the flowers from Avon? And they're not. I went to a florist that's by my job. And then Sav said, all right, well, I have some more code in the right. I will catch you guys later. Anthony, have a good. All right, later, Sav. I wish you could have been part. You could have seen part of the relationship. I wonder what you would think. Hell, Maker's right on time with the rest in peace Xbox. Maker said, why you got FCat in there? He's an Xbot. Hey, anybody could be in here. Let me see. Dank's in the building laughing. Mike said, you should have made that a trivia question to see who actually watches the channel. I said cheesecake out loud when he asked.
Return policy, refund policy.
Let me see. Acme or ShopRite. Bro, I used to buy flowers for my grandfather's grave from Acme and ShopRite. Like, listen, don't sleep on Acme and ShopRite. They little florist area is no joke. Trust me, don't get it twisted, bro. You know? Oh, there we go. All right, now my controller is working. Oh, you know what's funny? My PlayStation controller didn't work because I plugged in the wrong controller, the wrong wire. Wow. All right, there we go. Say something, FCat.
Can you hear me?
There we go. That's the way I like to hear it. All right, cool. Let me see. Chloe is in the building. What's going on, Chloe? How are you doing? All right, guys, I want to show this clip really quick. And then I don't
know if anybody else is jumping in, but I got a crazy real world question.
You?
Tell me when you're ready for it.
All right, so let me do this first, and then we're going to go with your crazy real world question. Let's see. I'm trying to go to Facebook. And oh, come on. It's like not loading my what the heck is going on? All right, see all in Messenger. Okay, here we go. Now, guys, mind you, this is gonna be crazy. All right, but the thing is, I like the liberty I could take with my channel, where I could pretty much, you know, cover anything. So, let me see. Let me pause it, and I'm gonna explain it all to you guys. All right, so Mr. Urban World puts a lot of stuff. What's up, Dank? In the in our Discord.
You might want to pin the link to the top.
Oh no, I'm about to share it.
Okay.
And actually play it. So this clip is a little crazy. It's a little risque, but here, I'll just pull it up on the screen. You guys ready for this?
To join the show, like pin it in the chat.
Oh yeah, I did pin it in the chat. It is
Okay.
there. Yeah. All right, so check this out, guys. Now, I'm bringing this up because it's a crazy story, and I want to ask you guys about cheating. So, it says wife attacks Thai sex worker she found having sex with her husband. So, I'm just going to play a little bit of the clip. It's a little brutal, and then
I saw this.
Yeah, you remember? All right, so let's do it. Tearing her up.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now, here's what's crazy with me, right? Well, I'll leave it there. That's almost over anyway. The hell out of her. So she's at this point, she's just trying to embarrass her. And I was wondering, like, what is she trying to do? Like, and then her friends are just sitting there like, hey, we just gonna get it all. So I guess she's pretty much, you know, trying to embarrass her. But and I don't even want to know what happened after that, but they do show the police. And I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, reason why I was bringing this up is, I see my man Aminar in the building. Hold on. I gotta see what's up, Aminar. Let me see. Close said, doing well, cooking for my man. Oh, that's why I know that's right. Aminar says, Stady is dead and will stay dead. Yo, what you cooking, Chloe? Riddick's in the building. Humanity devolved. What did I click into? I know, right? Let me see. Maker said, I can't understand what they are saying. They're talking another language. They're from Thailand. He said, how is this brutal? You guys have become so sensitive. Let me see. Strippers get them hands. LOL. And Holtz in the building said, good evening all. Once again, forgot we're ahead of you guys, but another hour. All right. So here's my thing. I got a question for you guys. Why is it, and it's both sides, why is it the person who's, okay, how do I phrase this? Why is it the person who get attacked is the person who you're not in a relationship with? Okay? Because the thing is, if my wife was cheating on me, right, I should be more upset with her and not the guy, right? So in this clip, first of all, this woman is a sex worker, all right? So this woman, I guess a prostitute, she's getting paid to do her job. And the wife is mad and beat her up. It's like, wow. And it always happens. And then I bet that wife will take the husband back. So to join in on this conversation and add some extra insight on it is none other than my mentor, Josh Waring. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? This is what this video reminded me of. A little bit of.
Wow. So shout out to Mr. Urban World. If you go on my Discord, you'd be like, what is going on? He just have a moment where he just be putting the most random, crazy stories. But it is interesting sometimes. And it did give me the ideal of, I want to talk about this. I want to discuss it. Like, there's so many. I mean, this is a common thing, right? That's been happening since time. And I know that woman's going to take her man back. Or she probably didn't even break up with him. Josh, come on, bro. What's up with this, man?
Well, you know, people are people, right? It's all about human psychology from my perspective. Because as you alluded to, she's going to stay with them. This is why the SW, that worker, because I'm not trying to get your YouTube channel.
Yes.
The let's say the SW worker, right? You know, she had to get that brunt of that force because she wasn't going to do that to the guy, obviously, because to me it's a logical decision. You just move on. That's it.
Yeah, she had to lash out. Well, somebody else want to come and weigh in on this subject, and you might know who that is, Josh, because it's none other. Give it up for my old partner in crime, Big Mike.
Yo, hold on, let me put my camera around. What's up, fellas?
Same time, before sex, and then I need separately from sex. Sex without hair, no break.
Big Mike is an expert when it comes to this topic. So y'all better listen up, perk your ears. You heard?
What's up, look, man, I feel like she was wrong because she was a, let's say, SW worker. I'm with Ant. She was doing her job. Like, ain't nobody asked bro to go pay for sex. Like, that's something that he's got to do.
She should have focused that violence onto him.
Yeah. But Josh got a good point, though. Josh got a good point. Imagine if your man is like 6'5", right? Like you ain't I guess you got to take that hanger out on her. Now, Chloe said they both getting them hands.
Nah. Is she a sex worker? What's going to turn down the money because she keep married? No, they ain't got nothing to do with her.
Right. No, but my whole thing is on the woman, the wife, right? Like, come on, what? Like, but that's what been happening since beginning of time. The wife
she really shouldn't be fighting neither one of them because if he's cheating, obviously, it's time for her to move on at that point. And secondly, if you put your hands on the wrong person, you might get your ass whooped. So that's a real bad day if you got cheated on and whooped in the same day. So if I were you, I would just take the L and walk away, honestly.
That's facts. You know what I was thinking about, guys, when I was watching the video? I was like, I see why she's getting beat up because if you look at the wife, she's a little upset.
Well, the wife was a bit bigger than her, right? That girl was like tiny, so she just sat on her. But
I'm not even talking about size. I'm just talking about just the face.
I don't think she was.
No, I'm just being honest. If you had to choose to wake up to someone, obviously I chose Chloe Diz, right? But to wake up to someone,
right,
on a regular basis, he would choose in this instance the young lady who is in the industry versus his actual wife. And that's probably another reason, like, I can't change this because it actually looks like she did get plastic surgery done. If you look at it, you can see that. So it's like I did this and you still doing it type of thing, even though he probably paid for it. So what are you mad at?
Yeah, but honestly though, I don't know, right? I never been to Vegas, never been to somewhere where it's legal. I never been to the UK, whatever, a brothel. But I could imagine, right? If it was me, like if I was the manager, I have headlines like make your head spin, whatever. So I'm on my man probably like, yo, maybe my wife is attractive, but this chick talking about the ceiling fan going to be spinning. I'm just saying. So, respectfully, right, Josh? So Josh, so I'm just saying, I mean, you get a quick night on the town, for I don't know how much, but the ceiling fan spinning, now I wonder, how did the wife find out? I guess I should read. I think it's a little article to it, but I didn't want to get into all that. At the end of the day, it's more about the subject matter. FCAT, what is your thoughts, man, on the men or women always taking it out on the other party? What about you? Like, do you feel, hey, if that was that happened with me and my girl, I'm taking it out on dude also?
I don't know. I kind of feel like I can't touch on the subject, I guess.
Bro, just imagine you come home to your girl house, and Big Mike is there. I mean, imagine.
Here we go, cowboy. Imagine
more power to.
Imagine you have an Xbox, right? But then you've been secretly playing PlayStation, and Xbox finds out. Oh my gosh, what?
Let me say this, cowboy. I think it's circumstantial a bit too, though. If you want to add the house part, that's different. Now, if my girl was cheating in my house with the dude, then I probably give him hands because, bro, now you like in my bed in my house, like that's something a little bit different. So I think it's and like Close said, if they knew each other also, like if he knew that's my wife, he'd disrespect me at that point. So I think that as well. So it depends on circumstance. But if it's a random person,
and look what Holt said. He said when in rage you go for the same sex. Like his guy would punch the guy for the sake of the relationships. I mean, I know some guys that would have punched a girl, but I see what you're saying. So people, let me see. Territory. She's an occupation. Close said that's an occupational hazard. Comes with territory. Yo, I love it. Like being a stripper, you got to be ready to get them hands at any moment.
And you know what it was, Cowboy? He was probably buying her flowers and not his wife.
Ish.
That's possible, She was like, "Hold up, you don't never get me Stargazer lilies, nah." Let me see. Oh, so the wife might also know her. Might also know her if they're from the same town. That seemed personal. That because she was. It did seem like it was a little bit more to it, like the way she was whooping her. I mean, who knows? But and then I'll get into it though. At the end, right when I think she was trying to humiliate her. When she pulled her towel off, she looked like she was trying to grab something out of her purse. I was like, what is she trying to? Like she was
trying to grab her phone to me or something like that. I don't know what she was trying to get, honestly.
Right, her phone was in her hand, right?
Yeah.
Like, were you trying to impale her or something? But I don't know. But shout out to all the S and W's. All right, Ron, I hear you. Riddick said, I don't trust any videos. There was a woman recording the video. They just did it for the clicks. I mean, it could be. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it does spark a good topic, right? So because think about it, as content creators, listen, I could run out in the street and tell my wife to act like she's trying to run me over and get it recorded just to put it out there to start a conversation. That's why when people get mad a lot of times, FCAT come on and FCAT have a lot of rumors, right? And people are like, you can't talk about that if you don't know about it. It's like, who said we can't have a discussion? What are you talking about? I don't like that. I feel like I get it, right? Hey, you should have knowledge of a subject, but dude, it's just a conversation, right? No one's saying like, well, I know for a fact, right? We're not putting out credible information. We're just having a discussion. That's what I like, right? We're not debating it. We're just having a discussion.
Absolutely. That's like getting mad people talk about video game rumors. That's a great thing to talk about, or comic book movie rumors. Like that's what it's made for. That type of discussion.
And you'll have a whole long podcast about a rumor, but guess what? It's entertainment, All right, cool. So let me ask you guys this. Mike.
Yeah.
In that situation, and I won't pull up your business, but I know a story. In that situation, what would you do? Would you right, Josh? We know some stories. So in that situation, would you just be like, you know what? I mean, say now, right? You're older, you're wiser. Do you think the rage, as a host elaborated to, do you think rage would take over and make you be like let's say, I'm assuming that place she was at, it looks like a facility, like she works
like the brothel or the massage part or whatever. Like
right.
That, yeah.
So let's say you were taking a walk downtown to get something to eat, and you seen your woman's car, like it's her car, her license plate, and it's out front of the place. So you're like, that's weird because it's parked right out front of the brothel, right? Let's just say, right? Or the whatever. You're like, I'm just going to walk in. So you walk in and you hear her voice. And let's say you could tell she was just about to leave. She got her stuff together, thank you, appreciate it. You like, and the dude's like, hey, listen, give her a hug. Hope I see you again soon. If not, whatever.
Okay. So in that scenario, in that scenario, she for the streets. So I'm out at that point. I don't really have a lot of rage in that scenario at my age right now. I feel like that, she for the streets at that point. Obviously, we ain't whatever meant to be. I'm just out. Now, in my older story, real quick for synopsis, I walked in on a girl.
Hold on. What we used to call it again? Story time. Yo, the boys back, baby.
The boys back. So I walked in on my girl in our house, in our bed with someone many, many years ago. So in that situation, and it didn't wake up either, which is crazy. But in that situation, like I said before, because the fact that we're disrespecting our house, and dude knew that she had a man because we had all my clothes, my shoes, my everything was right in our room. We had to walk past it to get in our bed. So I know that he knew. So that situation, I had to whip his ass before I, drug him out the house because I knew he was lying. Not because she wasn't wrong too, but because the fact that he was lying about knowing she had someone, and it was our house, it was just the disrespect in that way. So I said, depends on the scenario. Like I said, that's a quick synopsis of the story.
And Mike said,
Right?
Yeah.
Guys, I want to say something real quick. My guy Red Giraffe will be on tomorrow. He's going to do another stream with me where we talk about content creation. But guys, let me tell you this. In October, I don't know if you guys are listening. Hear me out. This is why it's important. In October, myself and Red Giraffe had 1,700 subscribers, right? October was what, 6 months ago, right? Red Giraffe has just hit 20,000 subscribers as of this week. Hear me out.
Congrats,
1,700 to 20,000. And he said it months ago. He said, bro, I got a way for people to get more subscribers. I had him come on again. He said it. And every time he came on, he was like 5,000 more. 5,000 more. I'm like, bro. So anyway, tomorrow we'll recap, go over where he is today, 20 plus. Got to give him a shout out and how his channel is doing. And he's going to give some of his tips. He's going to go over what he's doing. And it's going to be epic. So if you guys ever seen one of the podcasts with Red Giraffe, you know it's going to be content heavy. And if you guys got any tips or anything, Josh, you're a great mentor. If you're free tomorrow, jump on. Mike, bro, you're one of my favorite hosts. So if you guys got any time you want to share, this is going to be like a knowledge session, just giving back feedback and stuff and discussing content creation. So shout outs to Red Giraffe one more time. And once again, Red Giraffe, congratulations, man. Good stuff. Show, so we gotta move on.
So my discussion topic thing is about tomorrow too.
Okay.
But my topic is gonna get a little political.
Tomorrow?
We've never really gotten very political on this show.
But true.
But things are heating up. Things are heating up.
But let me ask you a question. Why are you waiting for tomorrow, bro? We got today.
Well, tomorrow, apparently, Donald Trump.
I'm sorry, bro. I gotta head out, guys. But I was loving the topic. I'll be watching the show though.
Hey, Mike, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for keeping on. All right, so you said tomorrow. What's going on with Trump?
He might be arrested.
He might be arrested.
Now, do you believe it? Yes or no? I mean, you can go with your political beliefs.
So I don't know anything about the story. You know what? I stopped following
it, but I just want to simple yes or no. If you believe it, you can go into details of why you believe it or not. I guess just quick rundown.
All right. Let me ask Riddick this. So, and I got somebody else popping in. When one goes, another one comes in. So Riddick said, violence is a zero-sum game. There's no winners. If you need to abuse to get out of your system, you should look at yourself internally. No reason to abuse another human. So, yes, Riddick, I don't know if you've seen the video, but what we're talking about is, and it's not, you don't have to put yourself personally in there, but if you like to, but and we could all have self-control, whatever. When we was younger, probably didn't, like Mike said. But what we showed was a video of a sex worker, and the wife was beating her up, right? So we were wondering, why is it that the person always go after the person that their spouse was with versus don't do anything at all or go after your spouse, right? So that's what it's more about. But yeah, we definitely, I get you too, man. Forget the violence. Let me see. Close said, this real life people are in jail for manslaughter today for less. People emotions are not to be toyed with. Could have been worse. That is real. And guess what? We don't even know what else happened. All we do know is they start showing the police station. For what reason? I don't know. Let me see. S&W simulators coming soon to GFN. Yo, Ron is wilding. You're very welcome, Red. Not a problem at all, man. Can't wait for tomorrow. Let me see. Democrats are desperate. They are just going to make him more popular. So I'll say this, guys. I don't have any political affiliation. You guys barely ever talk about this stuff. It's not like I'll talk about anything at the end of the day, but I personally don't care. I'm just be honest with you. I don't care about Xbox. I don't care about PlayStation. I don't care about Trump. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, we could talk about whatever. And I just feel like I have a good stance on my beliefs and not beliefs. So what'd you say?
Just give me a yes or no.
Oh, so I don't even know though. I don't know why would he potentially get arrested. But what I do know is it's not just my guy. It's not just Josh guy. It's not just your guy. But it's Holtz, the accent guy, is in the building. Holtz, how are you doing, sir? So what is it? So are we
good?
Oh wait. Are you only 4 hours ahead now, or are you 6 hours ahead of me?
Six is the mic all right? 6. I'm 6 hours ahead now.
Sound great. Okay, now you see. So you're even more tired and more ready to go to bed.
No, it's earlier for me. I'm ahead of you by 6 hours. So it's the show is started an hour earlier this side.
Oh, okay. So it's
you
like
start at
4
10:30,
hours.
but it's 9:30 now.
Okay, because it was 5.
Okay,
right, cool.
So I tried to get on when you were talking about this. I mean, me going to like emotions, rage is a human emotion. And if I walked in and caught my wife with another guy, straight away I'm going to see him red. I'm kicking the guy's ass, not just because it's with my wife. It was like what Mike said, in my house, my bed. Just because I could think at that moment I could take the guy to put him in his place, and then I'll look at my wife and go, we're going to talk it out. But at the moment, this guy in my house is getting the shit beat out of him. I might get the shit beaten out of me back. But what I'm trying to say, if I was just walking back from work, I'm never going to open the door and go, honey, we need to talk. Finish what you're doing. I'll catch you later on. You're just going to bring We Wrestle,
Well, I'll tell you this,
the We Wrestle Wednesday moves. I'll be Brock Lesnar picking his knee up, throwing him out.
Trying to hit my head.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, I never want
how it holds.
I don't know. Of course, Of course, I mean, of course, it's one of them moments where that, like, if I'm beating the person up and then he apologizes, I'll take his apology in a different day. But in that moment, I'll be like, "What were you doing, man? Why? That's my wife." And he's like, "She told me she wasn't married." And
yeah, I tell you this, never want to be in Josh's house. Josh is like 6'5". That's a big dude right there.
So I hate to put Josh on the spot. I want his yes or no.
Oh, okay. No, explain it though. We don't know. Like, I don't know why is he.
Do you believe Trump will be arrested?
Well, no, you got to give give Cowboy context of like why he's actually be arrested.
I think they're getting him on the Stormy Daniels thing.
After all this time?
Yeah, and apparently he already told his supporters to fight back for him. So we might get another January 6th incident.
Yeah, he definitely incited a riot with the purpose of inciting a riot. That's accurate.
He's inciting one now. They can go back and get him on this.
Well, the Stormy Daniels thing, what was... Dude, I don't even remember. What was that?
He basically boinked Stormy Daniels and gave her hush money with campaign funds.
Okay. So he would get arrested because he used the improper funds?
Yeah.
I figured you should get a fine for that. You're going to get arrested for that? I don't think if that's it.
Probably arrested and released.
I think
I don't think he's going to
be a misdemeanor, but he's got so many charges on him, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this, right? When he was president, I ain't never in my life. My man they had videos of catching him saying this. I feel like nothing could stop him. If anybody else said some of the stuff he said, but all the times I thought like, he's going down.
With that belief, nothing can stop him. Basically, you're saying your answer is no.
My answer is no. Ain't no way in hell Trump is going in handcuffs tomorrow. But the cool thing is, guys, we're gonna recap it tomorrow and see what actually happened. But I don't think so. What about you, Josh? You think?
Yeah, I could see it happen for the theatrics of it.
Okay. It's only gonna make him stronger.
Right. That too.
Either way. If he get out of it, it makes him stronger. If he get arrested, it make him stronger. Like this guy, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all know who y'all messing with. when my man was on wrestling years ago, wrestling against Vince McMahon in a cut your hair match. I was like, what? And so when he was running for presidency, I was like, this guy, I thought he's like a character. And yeah,
I'm a bit worried now. You call him a character, and he's saying he's going to power up because I'm just see Donald Trump next week look like I'm a Super Saiyan. I'm a Super Saiyan president. His hair might go up and power up.
It might happen.
So what's your answer, Holtz? Yes or no?
Oh, I don't follow it. I haven't got a clue. I've tuned in at the wrong political spectrum because American politics.
If you would guess, if you would take a guess.
Well, yeah.
All the stuff in the past, what I've known about Donald Trump, for example, he said and done, and the whole force of like the American government and the FBI and all these agencies couldn't get him impeached or locked up. So I feel like he does something with knowing he's going to get away with something by the justice system or the legitimate system, whatever system it is. He does seem to get away with whatever. So I feel like, yeah. Let's see.
So my thing is, Trump has so many benefits going for him. He's white, he's a celebrity, he's a former president, and he's rich. That's like 5 benefits in one.
That's like holding a straight flush.
Right.
No, hey Josh, that's a royal straight flush. What
There
are
you
you talking
go.
about? Yeah, I mean, listen. We will see tomorrow, but that was cool. Hey, FCAT, thanks for bringing that up, man, because it's definitely something we're going to recap tomorrow and see if the former president, Donald Trump, was arrested or gets arrested tomorrow. So we'll know. I don't
Why
think
is it? Why is it? What's so special about tomorrow? Why is it a date? Is it got a court date or something?
Apparently, he said it's going to be tomorrow, and basically that's what everybody's repeating.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that must make sense. It must be a court date. So let's move on. So I know we're gonna talk about some cloud stuff, but let me get to a little bit another relationship thing because I don't want to keep Josh here sitting around for the cloud stuff because I know it's not his super favorite thing, and FCAT wants to go deep today. Oh wait, before I go on, let me see. So America needs more political parties. You have one side versus the other, which causes crazy divide in the population. Canada has 6 parties and coalition government. That's what Riddick said. Fair enough.
I mean, I don't like. I mean, you can have as many parties you want, but people are going to stick with the main parties, aren't they? Too far left, too far right, and never meet in the middle.
Oh, Red Drafted, I believe he will get arrested, but evidence has to be presented in court in order to prosecute him. And let's see, I think he said that already. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So I'm going to pull this clip up. And mind you, this clip, guys, I got from watching my guy Josh's podcast. If you guys not checking out his podcast, he did a premiere the other day. It was really cool. And I want to once again thank you for that, Josh, allowing me to, you actually sent me the clip. So that was pretty cool. And let's see. I'm going to pull this up because I'm curious. I was watching this, and I thought this was an interesting topic. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think? So let's see. Let's just share this. And this is cool. I'm going to have Holtz on here. Josh is on here. FCAT's on here. We got the people in the audience. So here we go. Let's see if you guys are ready.
Why do they want to be in control, bro?
No,
that's the biggest problem.
Why not do we want to be? We want to be treated as equals because we are equal. That's it.
We are not equal.
All right, so there's a lot going on. She says, "Why can't we not be treated as equal?" And the guy says, "We are not equal." All right, so let me just rewind it a little bit because I want you guys to get the gist of what's going on.
Treated as equals because we are equal. That's it.
We are
not second-class citizens.
But you're not
and
equal.
If you're not equal, then you either have to be less than or greater than. That's just what it is. So if you're saying that I'm not equal, you're saying that women are lesser than.
How are women less?
Because men run the entire world. Women don't have control on any
You ain't heard Beyonce.
space of the entire
30 seconds.
planet. So at the end of the day, when women talk about I want women's rights and all that stuff, like we was talking about, who gave y'all damn rights?
How dare we?
The men.
So in that example, are black people less than white people?
Good God Almighty! Don't call back.
No comment.
Because the government is also 93% white man.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
So guys, so his standpoint was women are less than men because men pretty much, historically speaking, pretty much made up all the decisions on the planet, pretty much, right? And all different sectors, cultures, municipalities, countries, men, historically made up all of the rules and laws and everything, right? Governing bodies. So, man, this is crazy, and I'm curious to know what you guys think. We got Lion in the building. He said, wait, wrong channel. No, you found the right channel. It's not always gaming. I told you guys a while ago, I want to start breaking away from just gaming, but I think it's cool. I could do a lot, right? So, wow. So, what do you guys think, man? And I know this is a crazy topic, but I thought it was cool. It was interesting. And I don't know if it's too crazy to ask you guys to answer, but what do you think? Do you feel, and we could even get into biological if you want to take the scapegoat way out of it, but men and women are different because men has more testosterone and women has more estrogen and blah blah blah. But long story short, after watching that, what are you guys feelings on men and women, and are they equal? Look, Holtz is like, bro, I'm not even trying to answer this. My mom's watching. Look at Holtz. He's like, I just thought this was, when I seen it on Josh's thing, Josh and Claude, they discussed it. And I was like, dude, this is a good one. Yo, this is a barn burner right there, because some people might agree or disagree. So Holtz, could we have you first? Yeah.
Muted.
Still muted. Still muted. He said, I'm out. Holtz said, I'm not answering this question. Let me see. Holtz is wrong. In Canada, we have 3 very strong parties. But I say this, though. To a point, Holtz said you guys have 6, or you said you have 6. But if 3 are strong, then what's up with the other 3? Then it's kind of like, what's the point of even voting for those other 3, right? Because if you feel like you vote for the other 3 and then they're not going to win because they're smaller, then it's almost feel like you might, like, all right, for instance, right? One year, remember the year where Bernie was running for president, and he was already out of it, and it was between Trump and Hillary. So my wife was like, well, I'm voting for Bernie anyway, so she had to write him in. I was like, that's silly, because if you vote for somebody that you know is not going to win, then you're allowing the person to win that you don't want to win. So at that point, people didn't want Trump to win, but once you vote for someone other than his legit counterpart, then you're helping him win. Long story short, because she could have used all the votes she could have got. You saying I'm voting for Bernie, knowing he was out of it, right? That was silly. But Host is back to give the weigh in on his answer.
Can you actually hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly, loud and clear.
So what I was laughing at, I didn't expect this question, and when I actually heard it, I thought, bloody hell, I've joined at the wrong time, but I'm here, so I'm not going to wimp out.
Let's go.
Here it is: men and women are not equals, because there's a lot of defining factors in societies, relationships, and stuff like that, where sometimes a woman is more higher than a man, and there's certain times where a man is more higher than a woman in certain standards of life. And that is where I feel, to get a great balance, you have to understand this and work together to bring the harmony of the sort of the feminine and masculine, the different sexes, strengths and weaknesses. But I feel, yes, there is a divide in certain aspects of the genders. So for example, a man is physically more stronger. A woman is more emotionally compassionate. A woman is more maternalistic. A man is more. There's loads of factors, pros and cons that you can weigh out of the genders.
That was a very PC answer. Thank you very much, Holtz. Keeping it clean. FCAT, you want to take a stab on this one?
Nah, I'm good.
FCAT, I ain't getting canceled.
You ask the Trump question, but not answer this,
right? Like, come on, bro. You made everybody answer the Trump question.
They should be equal, I believe.
No, not should they be? Are they? That's the question. Are they?
Of course.
Okay. Very super PC answer. Chloe said men and women have equal strengths in different areas when working to the overall goal of thriving ecosphere. But overall, men are stronger and in nature the strongest preserves. That's not equal.
Well, I feel like sometimes people want to debate it. So the strength is always a leading topic. But if I actually, for example, said women are more emotionally stable than sort of men, for example, I feel like people are like, well, what's emotions?
Hey, Josh.
I'm focused.
He's from the UK, Josh. He's from the UK.
Hey, they just as unstable as we are in the USA.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, hosts. Do you want to see the most unstable individuals? A woman to give you, boy, you be like, what is? I thought you just said you like the blue belt. Now this is your favorite? Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, I'm talking about compassion, and they're allowed to express themselves more, and the maternal instinct, the drive to be than a man, for example. So let's say the genders. I'm pretty sure a mother's love is more than a father's love, for example. I'm just in certain aspects. That's what I was focusing on.
Well, Cowboy, I'll jump in. I feel like in today's world, the modern world, you have women who specifically want to compete with men, which is why the conversation is, are men and women equal? Right. But if a woman is trying to compete with a man with things that, as Holtz alluded to, men are more proficient at just naturally, right? Even without any type of social conditioning, you just automatically have these type of roles in human society. So it's not a matter of who's, better or worse, equal or different. You just bring different things naturally, right? And if we're going to be in a world that men created, surely those things are gonna, if you're trying to compete with a man, surely a man is going to do better than you. Just like if, LeBron James, played Lisa Leslie one-on-one, LeBron is always going to win. And that's a WNBA player, by the way. Sorry. So like if the best male athlete was against the best female athlete in this particular sport, typically the man is going to win, I would say 99.9% of the time, if not 100.
So, yeah, and I hear you on that. And Chloe, I think this is great. She said, it's like saying a lion and a shark are equal. Just depends on if they are in the water or on land.
Exactly.
So, let me ask you this, though, Josh. You think the best male tennis player could beat Serena Williams?
Absolutely. And Serena has said that on numerous occasions, because her serve might be like 100 miles an hour. The men's is like 150.
Okay. Got you. That's cool.
What was
he said, get it, Holtz. Tate. Say that again.
We saw Bobby Joe beat a guy.
I mean, in sports, men are always going to be the stronger factor, aren't they? Especially in like more demanding jobs, so it's like bricklaying or anything in construction. Of course, their physical attributes are going to actually, win over someone else. They can pretend that a lot of people can pretend, just like a weak man can pretend, but it ain't happening in physical sports or physical jobs,
or even things like the military. Shout out to our veterans out there. But there was a previous time in the U.S. military, at least, where sometimes the women would go through the training and it would actually prevent them from having a baby. Like if women were to play football,
right?
That would be a result.
Splinter the hips and all that, wasn't it? It was all demanding on the hips and the knees and stuff like that. I feel like you shouldn't lower them standards to cater for other people. It's either you do meet the standards of the military or you get a job somewhere else, no matter what your gender is.
Let me do a quick recap. So Ellis, this is a spicy one today. So we started off, I played a little video. If you get a chance, go check it out. But I played a little video of I guess I'll say it. YouTube gonna have to get me. I don't know how it goes, but we're gonna find out today. Sex worker, a woman beat her up because her husband used her put her to work, I guess.
Services.
Her services. Thank you. Her services. So the wife beat her up, right? So I was brought the question of just a discussion actually of why is it always the person beats up the other person that their mate is actually cheating with? especially for this woman, because she was just doing her job. So that's what we went with. FCAT had a question. Do we think Trump is going to get arrested tomorrow? And then we're going to recap that tomorrow and see if it actually happened. And now the topic we're actually on is, are men and women equal? And we're talking about a lot of different things. It's pretty much a discussion, not a definite yes or no, because no one could actually answer that, even though the guy in the video sounds very sure and confident. But I think it's a perspective thing. But certain things, like Josh alluded to, you get the best athlete in the same sport, the men typically is going to win, just because nature has given men they're just more sturdy for the most part. Typically, you know, the men just has that edge.
Well, it's
so
weird.
that's a recap.
It's weird because women can actually compete in their own sports spaces. It's just strange that to see some types of women actually want to compete on a man's level, and I'm like, who brought you up to believe that was actual possible? What scientific facts or whatever made you believe you can? There's nothing wrong for aiming to be your best possibility, but in both genders we have restrictions. So it is what it is. So I feel like why grasp to be as competitive as a man? Because I feel like men are only competitive and sort of more aggression is because we've got testosterone. So I feel that's what is the big driving factors and the need to compete, where women don't need that. They can focus on their own ambitions in their sports that they're very successful at.
I mean, have you ever watched UFC? Ronda Rousey was trying to take everybody.
No, I'm just trying to say, for example, say we talk about physical contact sports, and I'm like, well, women can be so successful in the likes of like gymnastics and other sports that require a lot
figure skating,
a lot of different skills and strengths than not just competing on a sort of American football field, for example.
Yeah. So Lion said it's hard to have this discussion if no one is willing to be honest and not be afraid to hurt feelings. So I think I'm gonna take a play out of FCAT book. So FCAT and Lion got into it on Discord. It was going back and forth over a conversation, and FCAT said this: listen, you're quick to say I bring up rumors and stuff like that, but where are you at? Because the discussion is open to anybody. So Lion, I dare to say, come on and don't spare us your feelings, and then just keep it real, if that's what you're saying. Because you guys know the link is pinned and anybody could join. So just come on and give it to us straight, no holding back feelings. You can do that. So Rock's in the building. Rock said, is this the latest episode of Captain Caveman? LOL. What's up, Rock? Rock, just switching up a little bit, got a little bit of different conversations. I love to take it a little bit out of gaming. Guys, I don't want to get pigeonholed into I just discuss gaming, because I love, like when I used to do the Sandy Anthony show, we didn't even mention gaming at all. But obviously I canceled that show probably like a year ago. Actually, it's coming up to a year this month, actually. So I want to talk about more stuff like this, and I think gamers, why not, right? You guys don't only talk about games. Like, come on. You guys don't only talk about games. So I think it's cool. And whenever we switch it up, we have some good conversations. And also some of your favorite gamers, you'll be like, oh, wow, that's how they think, right? So anyway, so good stuff. Let's see. Just want to run through this chat real quick. Let me see. Serena lost against a low-ranked male player. Fair enough. Let me see. Muscles aren't feelings.
They had Billy Joe. They had Billy Joe go up against a guy, and she beat him, like in tennis. That was like a while back, like maybe in the 50s or 60s or something like that.
Do you think he was going 100% FCAT?
Oh yeah, they were both going 100%.
And but I think it's what Josh said. Josh said 9 times out of 10, right? So there's definitely exception to the rule. I mean, listen, if I get in the ring with Ronda Rousey right now, I'm pretty sure my arm will be hurting more than it hurt right now, right? Let's just be real, right? So there's gonna definitely be those parallels where a woman's gonna get, like, for instance, I'm a smaller guy. Now, if Josh get in there, I don't know. She's gonna have to work a lot harder than if I get in there, right? But she may be able to take me and Josh. I don't know, because she has that skill. So we can't just say just because you're a man you could win, because skill comes involved, especially if we're talking about athletes, right?
Absolutely. That's a great distinction, Tony, because it's really, if you have 2 athletes, one male, one female, unless they can even be the same height and the same weight, they do the same level of training over extended period of time, and you can measure their output and their performance and see what happens.
I don't know. I feel like that's still unfair because once again, men grow up with testosterone that actually helps with bone density and bone structure and stuff like that, your strength.
Right.
So even if she could still lift, she might not take a dig or a punch.
There you go. It is nature letting you know what your role is, which is the conversation is getting
so
to.
if anybody
and
gets
real
a
quick,
chance,
so I can move on, Mike. Wrestling is not real, but all right, we going.
but if anybody gets a chance, check out Battle of the Sexes. It's a 2017 film with the chick from Zombieland, Emma Stone. Yeah.
Okay. When did I see Battle of the Sexes?
Wait,
what's going on? Mr. Urban World is in the building.
Female bodybuilder versus the jiu-jitsu guy.
No.
Oh, okay.
Aminar, I didn't know you could speak Spanish. So we got Aminar in the building and Mr. Urban World having a full conversation in Spanish. Good stuff. Good stuff. Close said, but now there are medical enhancements like testosterone, which can make them more masculine, which is helpful when competing. But I wonder if it would be considered enhancement because then men can take it too.
I mean, it's totally different having enhancements compared to growing up with it for all your life, for example, and that's what your bones, for example, absorbed it. So that's what I was focusing on. But I don't know why would people want to take extra hormone that your body's not producing naturally just to compete? That's what I don't get. I mean, for people, so there's a lot of people out there that actually don't like testosterone. They call it a very toxic thing on the internet these days. So if my girlfriend was taking it and she was just as sort of manly than me, I'd be like, wait there, what's happening here? Shut up, you olds! Get in the bedroom. Like, oh, okay.
No. Yeah. Get in the bedroom now. Want to say what's up to Doc Dark in the building. He said we talking about Game Pass. So FCAT Lion said, when did FCAT say that? He did. He said it in the thing. He said, listen, I'm the only one on here on Cowboy Show. And if anybody disagreed, then they could come on the show. That's literally what he said in the Discord. Let me see. Xbox alert. Doc said this is Game Pass channel. Let me see. Better not be an Xbox in this chat. See, they always willing to take this to a PSVR 2 gang, to a console war thing. Let me see. We're definitely going to get a little bit into gaming, but you guys just hold on real quick. Let me get through all the Spanish speaking in there.
Urban World, Tonto.
But also, it's a double-edged sword. Like, say, for example, testosterone is a positive thing in sports and building strength. Wouldn't a lot of people want that aspect? But you would have to accept what this hormone actually is.
The toxicity, Rails.
Yeah, so why let it in your body if you knew it was toxic? You'd have to accept it actually is something that helps.
Hey, they try to become Bruce Banner. You know how it is.
Well, you know what, Holtz? I used to notice, Holtz, when I used to go to the gym, I used to go to Bally's years and years ago, right? Probably talking 20 years ago. And this guy, he was a big dude. And he made it clear he took steroids, right? So he was getting smaller and smaller, and I had a conversation with him months later. I was like, hey, dude, how you doing? He was like, man, bro, I was going for a while. I was on steroids. He said steroids is the worst drug, listen, to get off of. He said any other drugs, you look better. You know, your skin get clearer. He said steroids, you get smaller, you get weaker. He was like, it's the worst drug to get rid of because the negative effects on you as opposed to you get better. I was like, wow, that's deep. He said psychologically it messed him up, and he was so much smaller. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But
a decade ago, I used to go to like a sort of fight club. And used to sort of have a gym section and then also a training section for like UFC.
Holtz, real quick. You know the rule about Fight Club is not to talk about Fight Club.
And that's it. And kickboxing and boxing, and it was great to see a natural developing body of a man who was actually trained to be like a UFC fighter. And we used to all laugh at the people in the gym that was taking steroids because all he had was these big muscles, top heavy. He used to do some bicep or some presses, and then he was stroking each other guys. So, do you take steroids? Yeah, I take steroids. Well, but they weren't functional in life. They couldn't bend and do certain things. They were just too bulky, top heavy. And I used to feel to myself, wow, why would you want to put yourself in that situation that you're causing damage to your bodies just for these extra swollen
It's you know what it is. It's the same different reason why some people do drugs, like crack, right? It's the same reason why some of us will stay up midnight release to play a video game. Everyone has a certain thing that you enjoy that much, right? And so for me to say, like, I'm going to read this question, right? Riddick said, "You're just comparing sports. There's many other spaces where there's competition. For instance, chess." Or memory games, or accuracy of a bow,
like
right?
F1. Totally.
Yeah,
That was just an
drive.
example, though. That's all.
Right. So, for instance, right, and that's great, Riddick. Thank you so much. So, there's a lot of reasons why people want to be the best. And once you hear performance enhancing drugs can give someone an edge. I mean, look how many times people got busted, right? So, we have what, like, hold up, Holtz. You remember that time we was all streaming? You was like, you know what, guys? I got to go to bed. Well, at the end of the day, you got an edge on the competition and God of War, and I would have beat it before you, Holtz, but you're 5 hours ahead of me. But at the end of the day, everybody got their own reasons why they do things, and we got our reasons why. I would, like, for instance, think about it. I never drank or smoked before. Now, I don't have anything against anybody who does drink or smoke. I have my reasons why I never got into it, right? But that's just me. So I don't look at, like, my wife. We always go out. Like, look at her birthday. She got whatever that drink was. It looked good. It was cool. She drank it, right? Loved it. My daughter had a drink. Big deal, right? So everyone has their reason why they do things, and someone had their reason why they don't do things. And so for me, I don't, But
like I said, there's a lot of things to say. Like, we're not equals in the dating scene between men and women. I think women are more dominant in the dating scenes because they can date more than men, for example. And I feel like I feel women are more sexual expressionist than men can ever be. For example, they can have sex toys and have all this stuff. And if from a certain point of view, you try to bring something home for your pleasure and joy, that you definitely know you're gonna get an earful. So there's just different things in a lot of areas between the genders.
Let me jump in here real quick. So Riddick said jiu-jitsu will win any fight anytime. Shout out to jiu-jitsu rollers in the chat. I disagree. So if you follow UFC, they say the best fighters tend to have a wrestling background, collegiate wrestlers. Now, one of the baddest and jiu-jitsu persons in the world is Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Royce Gracie, right? Undefeated for so long, but guess what? He lost to Matt Hughes, who was a wrestler, because body control is something listen, jiu-jitsu is amazing. We lock up the different locks, the different techniques, the submissions, but it's something about the wrestlers and the strength they have to have and the body control they have to have on the mat. And so they do, if you watch it, they tend to make the superior, it's bad to say this, but the superior fighters in MMA. If you come from not boxers, not jiu-jitsu artists, but wrestlers.
Well,
if you could teach real quick, host, if you could teach a wrestler to do submissions and to do striking, they tend to be really good. So I just want to say that.
Well, years ago on YouTube, I used to watch like grandmasters from like Shaolin monks or something versus UFC fighters. And you think, wow, the Shaolin monk's going to kick this UFC's. And it wasn't the case. Once the UFC made that person miss his step or miss his stance, it was over. Because they just sort of do brutal force compared to like all these like, precision strikes. I'm not saying that if that person gets a strike on you, it's going to hurt like hell. But what I'm trying to say, when it was in the MMA fighting, they just got you, and then that was it. And,
host, go ahead. This is directly for host, though.
Jiu-Jitsu was created by Bruce Lee, right?
No, Bruce Lee created Jeet Kune Do. That's his own style.
Okay.
But Doc said, what did Holtz just ask? Why would anyone take testosterone? He said, bro, you never lifted or played sports, winning by any means necessary. So, yeah, I mean, just like you end up going to bed that night, wink, wink, Holtz.
Listen here, I'm a natural born athlete with loads of testosterone, hairy chest and a big huge. I don't need it shrinking just to have a bit of testosterone to get rubbed oily in the gym. Look at my biceps.
All right, let me say this real quick. Can I get crazy for a moment? Could we take this way left? Y'all can answer if you want to answer. You guys cool with me going a little crazy?
Oh, yeah. Do we have Claude to thank for this question?
Yes, we do. So yesterday, I was driving to the movies. Just me, my wife, and my 16-year-old daughter. And my wife and I got into a conversation. And then I said, hey, take the headphones off. And my daughter was like, what? I was like, I want to ask you this because you go to school. Now, Chloe said people who are transitioning take testosterone. So I want to do a topic switch and it's probably gonna get crazy, but I warned y'all if y'all okay with this. Because I was talking about it at work, and I was like, you know what? I didn't want to bring it up, but this is what Chloe does, right? Chloe just come in, changes everything. So let's do this.
Topic switch.
All right, so I promise I don't know where this is gonna go, but I do want to talk about it. And you guys know me. I always say this first. I'm a natural born entertainer. So I feel that it's somebody like me that could bring up a conversation like this. Now, no one has to answer. No one has to say anything, but I'm just curious. And because I have a YouTube channel, I talked about this with my wife and my daughter, and I talked about it at work. So because I have a YouTube channel, why not? Because of Chloe, all right? So if this thing goes savagely wrong and my channel get canceled, it's Chloe's fault. So we're just going to remember that. But why not bring it up? These flowers smell good. But why not bring it up? So with that being said, I'm going to take a seat and I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to set the tone. So my wife and I was driving and we had a 45-minute drive to the 4DX theater, blah, blah, blah. And somehow we got on the conversation of transgenders, right? And she brought up, so this is going to kind of tie it in a little bit, but she brought up how there was that one case where there was a woman, I don't know if she was a boxer or MMA fighter, but it was a man who became a woman and she beat the person, and I believe the person died, right? She was clearly just stronger because why? She was actually a man. So we were like, man, you know, I wonder, like, how far do we take it? Or if what state are you in? And what do you have to do to be considered another sex? And so we were like on the subject of, so when you go somewhere, do you think it should be like a bathroom? Like, okay, if I'm a guy and I transition to a woman, should I be allowed in the woman's bathroom? Right? If I'm a woman, I transition to a man, vice versa. There's the story of a transgender that was a man, became a woman and went to prison and actually got a woman inmate pregnant, right? So it's stuff like that happens. So guys, I know it's going to get crazy, but I kind of want to talk about it. So I told my daughter, I said, hey, take the headphones off. I'm curious. I said, what do you think about, you know, transgenders and blah, blah, blah. She's like, my only issue is this. She's like, I met a guy in school. He was just gay. And he hit me up on Instagram, was like, hey, you look pretty. She said the next day she went to school and he was in the bathroom. I was like, oh, she was the girl's bathroom. I said, yo, that's not cool because yeah, he's gay, but still, I think he should have just went to the boys' bathroom. Now, if he identified as if he was a woman, then I guess he's considered himself a woman. Now, we got into this. I said, I think so. My wife was like, well, how far do you take it? Right? Should you allow a guy who's a woman to be able to play sports? I said, I'll say this. If I went as crazy to get my thing right off, you better let me in sports then, because now I'm an outcast. One, I don't want to play men's sports because I identify as a woman, but now you won't let me get in women's sports. But I already did the ultimate sacrifice to become a woman. So it's just a crazy conversation. And Chloe said people are transitioning, take testosterone. I kind of want to, as we talk about it, we kind of like elaborate and dive into it. So I'm bringing the cast back on. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just curious what other people think as far as, like, matter of fact, before I bring everybody on, this girl at my job, she was like, so I wonder what do you have to do in order to change your driver's license, right? I was like, you probably got to get it on your social security. She's like, yeah, but should it be more physical and a birth certificate? She said, should it be more physical than just a legal thing? I said, I guess that's a good point. So she was looking it up. And in certain states, it says you have to have a notice from your doctor stating that you are in the process of getting of transitioning, right? So I know it's crazy, but we're gonna bring everybody back on, and we're gonna discuss it a little bit. And yeah, it is what it is. So we got my man Holtz, we got Josh back in the building, we got FCat, and I want to discuss a little bit of transgender.
I still feel it's an unfair advantage. For example, so if I was trans and I cut my genitalia off, I've still had decades of testosterone absorbed into my bones. It's helped me grow mass-wise, height-wise. It's given me these advantages that even just because I took my genitalia away doesn't mean I would lose these sort of natural-born advantages. And so I'm against the idea of people transitioning and going into, I'll say female sports, because you barely hear of trans men transition and going into male sports. So I feel that in their mind, they understand that even if they transition to a man or woman, I think you should have your mindset by saying, I'm allowed to be whoever I want and sculpture my body and myself, but I have to understand I am taking the ability away from people that want to compete on a fair level. So in the end, I don't know the science behind it, what the energy levels and performance levels. I just straight away feel like, yeah, you might identify or you might be a woman, but genetically, your chromosomes and everyone else say you're not. So that's why I feel like they shouldn't be in female sports. Now, in sports, we've got male, female, and we've got like Paralympics and stuff like that. So by all means, why not just create trans sports? I don't understand why. They understand the hardship between men and women. They understand. For example, so I don't understand why they just don't go, okay, why not have a sport? Or we understand the dangers we're putting ourselves in or other people by using the same toilets. Why not just have a trans gym, a trans toilet, a trans? And I'm saying exactly the same. Now, if I was in the sort of men's locker room and then a man walked in and there it was, not there the person was with a sort of a female genitalia, I think that would be the same disturbing to little boys and stuff, just as much as it would be from little girls seeing.
Yeah.
So in the end, if I knew that and I was actually transitioned, why would I want to put people through fear or be fearful myself? You should go into a separate place.
So I'll say this: when we were talking, we brought that up. We was like, "So what should people do then?" Because she was like, "Yeah, I felt weird when that kid came in the bathroom." I said, "So what are they gonna do?" She said they should make all genders bathroom. I said, "But think of all the buildings in the world. You're gonna go and gut out and try to create another bathroom." Guess what? We got to the movie theater, right? This movie theater is massive. You know, Josh, state-of-the-art movie theater. One of the best ones I've been at, right? So they went to the boba tea place, right? And I was sitting there ordering my food. Shout out to the lovely Bee Sting pizza. I will be eating when I get off of this thing. Josh, did you have this when you went?
Nah, not yet.
Bro, you got to. It's pepperonis and bacon with spicy honey drizzled on it. It's
okay.
Anyway, so we get there, and my wife and my daughter come over and said, "Look over there." And I look, all genders bathroom. I said, "Oh wow, they got one." So they had men, woman, all genders. So to your point, Holtz, I think that would be a good shout out if they made. But sport.
Also, it's very bad. It's not just about trans people and stuff like that. I feel very distasteful that way. I go to a sport event or a live music event, and if the girls' bathroom's too full, there's some girls who don't have standards that will go in the men's toilets.
That's true.
Right.
So where do non-binaries go to bathroom?
And I feel like you have to stop that, because if it's all right for people, even though men laugh it off, we're all laying your rhinos, well in girl, we should put our standards down by saying don't cross the line. The toilets are meant to be a safe space for everyone, for example. So in the end, do not cross that line, because then once you do it, other people are going to change the line, and that is when the toilet space and that is just going to go out the window. So I feel like understand the problems that you're causing or what people could do yourself, and just have a trans toilet.
Lion, just so you know, you could always jump in and have a topic. I've always said that. So if you free, I know you're not, but if you do get free, man, you could always throw it out there. But that's definitely good. Now, FCat, you said, what about non-binary people?
Yeah.
Now that is, so I'm not the greatest on this subject. That's what, when you
don't identify as either.
Well,
I've seen a solution to this, especially in major cities. A lot of let's say nightclubs or lounges, they'll have intersex bathrooms. So both men and women or whoever can go in there and it is what it is. You guys are adults, sort it out yourself, right? Then you have other it'll say other on the door, right? So, or it'll have both the the man icon, the female icon, and then also the handicap. So that's all inclusive. So I think a lot of them are probably going to go
5 different bathrooms right there.
Yeah, it is going to get crazy. Real quick, I want to not let this get away. Riddick said wrestling is Americanized jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu has 1,000 years of history versus wrestling that's 200 years. No, I get you, but I don't think it's really about the years. It's just about the skill level of each individual. Obviously, a jiu-jitsu person could beat a wrestler person. A wrestler person could beat a jiu-jitsu person. I'm just telling you, as far as looking at the UFC, now they get people from all over the world. Look at what's his name from Russia, right? Their wrestling is amazing, right? And so at the end of the day, he's undefeated. What's his name again? He retired a couple years ago. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. But remember, he beat up Conor a couple times, right? Because in Ireland, they don't have, like, wrestling is like one of the lowest forms of fighting. So it's kind of like, man, if he gets you on the ground, it's over, and that's what happened. So what I'm saying is just what the UFC shows is if a person has a wrestling background and you give them the other tools, those guys tend to be the dominant in their field. And like Doc Dark said, look at John Jones. Here it is. He said, look at John Jones, Cowboy isn't wrong. And now John Jones actually just came back and went up in heavyweight, and he just became the new UFC heavyweight champion, I think a week ago. So, but anyway, that's just a little I want to add on there. Not get too far away. So let's see what Chloe just said. There should be an adult bathroom and a family bathroom because I'm not too fond of people bringing their kids in the locker room when I'm changing. No, and I definitely hear that. Let me see what happened to unisex rooms. So I think they do have. It's just called family now. And you pretty much, it shows the man, the father, mother, and a kid in a wheelchair, and you just kind of got to wait. If you got a problem. But some places don't have that. Let's say you get a restaurant that's been around for a while and they just don't have one of those. So you got to figure out, you got to do what you got to do. But I did want to table this because it's interesting as far as the sports part, right? And if you look at that situation where that woman died going against a trans that was a woman, well, a trans that was a man, because physically she was more stronger than the other woman. And then look dangerous. It's dangerous. A person lost their life, and look at the issue with the prison, right? A trans woman man went to prison, and her got a woman pregnant. It's like, I thought you wanted to be a woman. Listen, bro, because people still have their natural hormones. So push come to shove.
I mean, when it comes to male and female, if you go by nature, they both serve their own purpose. So again, not equal, right? But equal, but different. They both serve their own purpose in the procreation process. That's how the label was even assigned in the first place. Even when we look at the animals, it's a male jaguar, it's a female jaguar.
Right. Yep. No, it's definitely a good part.
I'm just trying to say it doesn't look right, doesn't it? Now, anyone can identify as they want, but for example, if you're in a gym space that's got kids and young girls and stuff like that, and not saying everyone's a predator, but all it takes is one person just to grow the hair long and put a lip and then go in the toilet and go, "Hello, ladies, it is the way it is," and it focuses on their mental health, and then the law protecting them over them ever identifying as or ever being transgender. So I feel like it's a very dangerous thing for laws and buildings. So I feel like for the safety of everyone, just don't do it in a sense.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is the world is moving. The world is steadily moving in the direction of trans, gay, everything, right? So at the end of the day, I think the original issue was racism, right? Now it's sexism. I think it's probably because more and more is mixed kids, right? So I think sexism is like going to be the new issue.
Well, sexism is very bad because even in the gym space, I respect women's only spaces. So if they want a girls' class of yoga, I'm down for that. But if I feel like I request this with equality's difference in another area, if I asked my gym that I just wanted yoga for men, it would never happen.
Right.
If I just said, well, for the safety of everyone else, not being pervs or predators, let's just have a male-only gym. They won't allow that. So in the end, it's a double-edged sword for a lot of.
Ron said he loved co-ed showers.
In Florida, they actually banned you can't transition till you're 18 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is gonna get crazy, but I'm just gonna say it. We were talking also, and I personally, that's what I would like. I not gonna put this person's name out there, but I know a friend of mine who has a daughter, and we're very close. And her daughter, I didn't see her for many years, and we met up, and her daughter wanted to be called a different name, which was a man name, and I was like, so for me, my ignorance, I'm like, listen, your name is, I was just gonna say Sarah. Yeah, listen, her name is Sarah. I got a video on my channel where I hosted her, not hosted, but recorded her birthday party and everything. Nah. So anyway, instead of me going by Mike, you're gonna be Sarah, right? I'm just making up, right? So her mom was saying she wanted to go forward with giving her like testosterone, like want to go forward with all of that. I was like, yo, that's crazy. So anyway, we had a little falling out over it, right? Because I can't keep my mouth shut and I spoke my mind. So then years later, end up seeing on Facebook, yo, she got long hair again, looking like a girl. And I'm like, see, this is what happened. Kids are young and they get in the fads. Imagine if you went forward with that. And 2-3 years later, she's like, I don't want to do that anymore. Now, you don't mess your whole self up. I think 18 years old makes sense.
Well, I agree, because I really hate medical institutions and stuff like that actually tell kids it's all right. If you when you're 18, make an adult decision, transition as much as you like. But now I'm seeing the news where young 21-year-old women have had full hysterectomies, full lists, full elastic plastic and stuff like that, and they've realised they weren't trans, they were just gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is still a dysphoria, but they sort of grow out of it. But people like to shun that away. And I'm like, wait there, if someone just done that to you as a kid, as a teenager, wow, these people should be locked away for doing that. So I feel like there definitely should be an age consent before you ever make a decision that you can't reverse. Stuff ain't going to grow back.
So real quick, I'm going to just touch this and then we'll move back. Red Giraffe said, actually, Cowboy, I know this is off topic, but what is your stance on cursing? Like, I know YouTube has rules against it. Do you do you do it? Oh, do you do it? And if it was allowed, would you let people curse whenever? So for me, anybody could curse. Now, when I'm one of these people, I gotta explain. I'm either here or I'm here. So I started going to church. I didn't believe in God till I was 36 years old. I started going to church, and I was like, I felt I was so late to the party. I was super radical. I read the Bible in 1 year. I was like, oh, I'm not going clubbing no more. I'm not cursing no more. I did all this stuff. And so that's just me as a personality. Now I started clubbing again. I don't go to church anymore. Now I kind of don't believe in organized religion. That's just me. But one thing I never went back on is I don't curse. So it's weird that stuck with me because I had my kids help me. So whenever I would curse, because I cursed, bro, I had the worst mouth, right? I grew up in the 80s, right? And listening to rap music and all that. Onyx, like, I mean, just imagine. So anyway, when I would curse, I would tell my kids, let me know, because I didn't even know I was cursed, right? It was just part of my language. So my kids helped me stop cursing, and then I just literally kind of got rid of those words out of my vocabulary. But I don't care. My wife still curse. My wife curses all the time, right? And I remember at first she was trying not to curse. She was like, listen, to be honest, this is what you want to do. This is what I want to do. And I was like, I don't do it because you want to do it. So one, I don't curse, but two, if people are allowed to curse on here if you want. YouTube has a new rule, but their rule is, it's first of all, you can't curse in the first, I think, 7 seconds. And then also the rule is you can't have 10% of your content being cursing. And we definitely do that. I have 2-hour shows, 4-hour shows. We don't curse that much. You have to be the show that curse like everybody in the show curse after every other word in order for that to be a benefactor. So that's my answer to your question. But good question. Any of you guys want to answer that also? What do you feel about cursing? I
don't curse much. I rarely curse, so for example, because I got brought up with saying it's not big and it's not clever to use cursing words. So in the end, that's what I stuck by. So I don't want to be looked at as the person that's always just got a bad mouth around any ages. So I just didn't swear, should I say. But I do love age content, like in action movies or games where someone swears and I'll give them a round of applause, because I feel like it just adds to the sort of drama or the feeling of the movie. But I feel like I understand that's me, that's not real life. I couldn't be walking around the supermarket constantly like a trucker swearing, so...
Yeah, it's even with the Attitude Era. People said wrestling was better because it was raw. It was cursing. You could hit a woman with a chair. Like it was the Wild West, right? But it was more entertaining, right? I agree with you, but it was entertainment. And me, I cursed so much. It was really bad. I remember one time going to my friend's house and her son was little. And I'm just walking in and she's like, Anthony. I never forget. I was like, what? And she was like, bro, my son. I'm like, this mother. I was bad.
Well, see, like I said,
you would not believe it, bro. I was a different person.
I would literally pay to see that.
Trust me. Ask my older kids. My daughter, when she came around, I was going to church and stuff. My older kids would be like, yo, my dad. When we used to do wrestling Sundays, because we did it for so long, man, me and the boys came over. It was like a sailor / truck stop in my house.
I mean, it's funny. Like, it's funny because I don't understand how someone can have a 10-word sentence and 7 of them words are swear words, and I'm like, how did that happen? And it just comes naturally and go. And some people always tell me off. You know, you don't have to be righteous. And I'm saying I'm not being righteous. I'm just confused that you only had 10 words to say and 7 of them were swear words. I'm just like,
no, yeah. I mean, but it's I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey, right? And I grew up in the public school system. So you just grew up. Like, I remember being young and I couldn't wait to curse, right? Like, oh, I can't wait to get older, so I curse. Now, I still never cursed around my mom, right? But when as a kid, you go out the house, mother effers, what? Like, that's just what we did, right? Because it was our culture and the rap music and everything's cursed, right? So I understand how I got into cursing, and I understand when I got into church, that's the only thing that kind of got me stopped. My ex-wife, I used to be like, she was really proper, right? And I used to be like, man, shut up, you sound dumb cursing. Like, I used to get on her because I was like, man, you know, but yeah.
Well, one of my fond memories is my friends of 33 years. When we were kids, about like 9, he swore, and his mum went, hey, I'm going to swear because it's dramatic, for example, and I apologise for it. Hey, you fucking bastard, who let you to fucking swear? And he went, fucking you. And she stood up and went, don't you dare swear in front of your mother. Do as I tell you. Do as I say, not as I do. And since then, he just never swore again because he thought he could copy his mother, but even though his mother had standards saying, do not be like me, and if I tell you it's wrong to swear. But I never just laugh and go, oof, I'm never going to do that in front of anyone. So, like I said, we do it for dramatic effect. Every time you tell a story or every time you want to say something funny, adding that extra little bit of swear word makes it.
So hold up, look what close is. Sometimes a swear word is the only way to express a moment.
It's true. That's what Chris Rock does best.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, my favorite if I miss a bus or transport, the first word you say, isn't it, is missed. Right.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though is, so you got to think about it. I stopped cursing in like 2014. That's crazy, right?
But because I've got loads of family members around me now, if I swear, they actually say exactly what my mother told me. It's not big and it's not clever, and I'm like, God, I've just been shamed by a 9-year-old for swearing. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. That is right. Damn.
So, guys, this man would let you believe he's going to bring some legitimacy to this show. So coming in right now is the leader of the Pride, Lion.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hey,
what's up, Lion,
give me to say hello real quickly, you know.
Yeah. It's always good to hear your voice, man. I told you, I admire you as a host. When I'm watching your shows, you do a great job. I like your points. You articulate yourself great. So I do admire you as a content creator and also a person. I think we got pretty close. I told you when I moved to Florida, you and me, we're going to hang out. I want to be on your podcast and in person, blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, of giving you all the credit, now we got to get on you. Now I'm just playing. So FCAT instantly left. He said, oh, damn, here goes the Lion. I'm free to leave.
Hey, that's not a lion. I want a lion roar. That's a cat. That's
before FCAT left, he actually swore. Didn't you hear? He went, oh, fuck this. It's Lion.
So, Lion, jump in there, bro. Jump in some of the conversations. Like, what do you want to tackle? because you heard us talking about a lot. And do you want me to recap it? Like where you want to just jump in where you want to get in, man? Where you been? What's on your mind that you want to respond to?
First of all, I want to say, Cowboy, when you come to Florida, we're gonna party it up. You're gonna we're gonna do this lion style. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we're gonna do. We're gonna hope you have the energy to keep up with me. But
Lion, I'm not gonna lie to you, Lion, bro. In the history of clubbing and dancing, I'm that guy. My friends, like, trust me. When we go out, they be like, "What is he drinking?" They be like, "Man, Anthony don't even drink." Like, I walk in the room, be like, "Let's go, baby." So I hope you could keep up with the Cowboy.
No, I'm gonna take it to one of my events, and then you're gonna be like,
it.
"Wow, Lion really does this."
No, bro, your charisma. I already know. Like, I believe it. Like, you don't even have to. Your charisma. As long as I've met you, how you talk, you're a straight shooter. Like, I wouldn't think you would be making up like something. Like, I definitely, I could tell.
Wow, we got Poppy Chulo in the building. Tell him, Lion.
Yeah.
No. I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people.
Man of the people. So, Lion, because you're in here, FCAT came back. Is there anything you want to say to FCAT before you start?
What can I say to FCAT? I don't want FCAT to think that I hate FCAT. I don't like him. I like FCAT. He brings a lot of humor and entertainment into the conversations. He keeps things very light. He takes everything out of context, and it's just funny, because you can bring the man proof. But there just maybe it might happen. But I love FCAT. We had a good conversation about the discussion about not the ABKD, about what Lono said, which was taken out of context. Everybody was discussing a different part that was not part of what he was talking about.
So can you repeat? Just give us a sentence of his example. So Lono, guys, if you don't know, Lono has a pretty sizable channel, 26,000 subscribers, is Reforge Gaming. Lion is the reason why I watch him. Lion showed me a video of Lono going over one of Doc Dark's videos. You guys know I'm cool with Doc Dark. And I thought it was I was, oh, who's this dude? This dude's pretty good. So I started watching his channel. So I kind of listened to him Monday through Friday, like when I'm at work, right? Blah, blah, blah. So he made an analogy of the Microsoft trying to get Activision Blizzard King. So Lion, would you want to paraphrase his analogy so that people could understand, what we're talking about?
He basically was referring. He was talking about the people are so hard-headed to understand why Sony cares about blocking this deal. He was trying to make he had an illustration with, I just lost visuals on one of my screens, so I'm going blind here, sorry. He was trying to illustrate the reasons why Sony cares. Everybody, Sony's crying. They're not crying. This is why they care. He said, thinking in a world where Coca-Cola is endemic to McDonald's revenue. If Burger King comes to buy Coca-Cola, McDonald's will have a right to defend themselves, try to stop that from happening. That's what he was trying to say. Everybody was taking it, but McDonald's is not doing this. But what if he pays? That is not what the discussion was about. He's bringing an illustration that's
totally
familiar
understand.
for everyone. That's what he was trying to do.
To go literal, but the way it came out, we're already experiencing this now, because one chain has one thing and one chain has another. So basically, he didn't realize that he was speaking about.
But this is what you're still missing the point. He's not saying that Coca-Cola is needed for McDonald's world where Coca-Cola would be needed. Like, it would be something so essential to the revenue stream of McDonald's that if it was to go away, McDonald's will have a right to fight for it. That's all he was trying to say.
Right.
Everybody started arguing, but what if that's happening? Right? That's not what he's trying to illustrate.
Fight! Sorry. What FCAT is saying about FCAT again. What he was saying was hypothetical, and at the end of the day, that's the thing. If I say, like my son and I got into this heated debate for like 2 hours the other night because we was talking about my knee. So I had injured my knee. All right. So as a kid, when I would bend down, I would know I had to stand up a certain way because it was like I guess I must have had an injury and the way it healed wrong. I never go to doctors. It would like lock up. So when I stood up, I had to kind of like turn a little bit, right? So when I was going to church, I was praying one day. I was so into it. And when I was done, I was so into it. I stood straight up and I was like, oh, instantly I felt it. So I must have tore something because let's just see if the tendons and stuff is like this. And when I stood up, whatever was locked the wrong way, it must have just ripped. So my knee swelled up, everything. Now, there you go. I didn't go to the doctors, but we had a pool. I used to do my own little aquatic therapy, whatever I called it. I would walk around the pool. It was summertime. It took a year and a half for me to not walk with a limp. I had borrowed my friend's crutches. I borrowed an air cast. I was serious. Like, I don't go to the doctors. So much so, my wife friend came over who's a nurse. She was like, listen, your knee is swelled up. That means there's fluid in it. There's no way the fluid's going to go out unless you go to the doctors. Like, I never went to the doctor. Fluid went and everything. So I'm just saying.
I want Cowboy. Was it pain?
Real quick. Let me finish this real quick. So, long story short, I said to my son, I said, listen, I always had this issue with standing up. I got up and tore it or whatever happened. A year and a half went by. When my knee healed, I never had the issue anymore. So I said, it just shows for me, educated guess is when it healed back, it probably healed back properly this time or in a better position. So it didn't have that locking thing. My son was like, I don't think that correlates at all. I was like, yo, that's weird because I said, if you got 10 people that came in and heard the story, how many you think would say they don't think that correlate? He was like, well, if they listen to me, because my knee used to do that too, and it just stopped out of nowhere. I said, so you're saying there's a coincidence that my knee was one way, I hurt my knee, year and a half later, my knee get better, and it doesn't do that anymore. But you don't think that has anything to do with it. So I think FCAT, I get it. He's saying like, hey, but again, it's hypothetical. So if someone, now that I gave that depiction of what happened to me. So I asked him about my shoulder and I came up with a hypothetically, and that's a different story. So FCAT, you have to hear it. You keep wanting to bring the real world into it, but he said hypothetically. Yes, we know that some have Pepsi and some have Coke, but he said hypothetically speaking. So I think the thing is, when someone brings up a hypothetical, you either don't answer or you take what they only put in their hypothetical story, because then you're going to mess it up. Then you can't even answer it correctly if you keep throwing something in there that wasn't in there. But my bad. Go ahead, Holtz. You want to say something?
Context.
I wanted to say, when you actually pulled your kneecap, it must have been painful in church. I wanted to know, did any of that in that moment, did you feel like you wanted to curse or take the Lord's name in vain?
My daughter was just talking to me. Say that again.
Like in that moment when you were in pain with your knee, I wonder, because you used to curse all the time, did you ever feel like you wanted to use the Lord's name in vain or swear in that moment in church, like? Or did you just kept it cool? Because if that was me, I would have went, Jesus Christ.
You know what's crazy? It's so, it's like anything. I trained myself, right? So all it is, right?
Even in pain?
Yeah, even in pain. Curse words literally is just a vocabulary, right? You're just substituting words you would have cussed. You would have say, like, some people say damn. Some people consider damn as a curse word, right? Y'all hear a lot of time to be funny. I'm like, mother effer. Like, I'll say that, right? Instead of the actual curse word, right? Trying to be funny, right? So it's just a substitution of words. So it's not even like in pain. I'm like, right? I don't have to say F. I say, that hurt, you know? So it's just, so in my mind, I took those words out. I'm gonna be kind of, because I'm being real. The only time I curse, I'm gonna be honest, is at nighttime. You know, at nighttime, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. And you like, I thought you don't curse. Well, you should. There's a time and place. You know, you shouldn't be seeing this. And you want. So my wife is the only person that hear me curse.
That's going Cowboy After Dark.
I'm just saying. I'm being honest. I'm not. So I again, like you said, host, you didn't want to be the person that's just cursing in the supermarket. I curse so much, like it was bad. So once I didn't want to curse anymore, I was like, it's going to benefit me, because I didn't. Again, host, I'm a black guy. I don't want to be the the black token black guy. Oh, he's just cursing that, and that was me.
I don't count when you're too light skinned.
I'm actually the reverse. The reverse of that, cowboy. I don't like cursing in the bed, but I'll do it everywhere.
Okay,
else.
okay. We don't need to talk about what's happening.
Hey, listen, there ain't no listen. We can talk about anything on this show, Lion.
Can I say that my brain straight went to sex when he was saying he swears at night?
That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That is what I'm talking
so
about.
let me illustrate for you.
Hold on. Host, hold on, real quick. Host was thinking like, oh, Cowboy swears after 9.
I was
9
like,
o'clock, he starts swearing.
I was like, when does he care about the watershed? His channel's going.
He finishes supper. He starts cursing.
No, I was like, well, it's like when wrestling went PG, so did Cowboy. I'm like, wait there, when the hell did he cut him swearing out?
No, man,
and now he doesn't hit women with chairs either since they changed.
What? If you watch some of my earlier videos, because I started this channel in 2011, so if you watch there's 4 years of content before I was going to, or at least 3 years, but it took me some time going to church, right? So my kids get a kick out of it. That my daughter, because I don't know if you guys know, but my daughter wasn't in my I left my daughter when she was 3 months old, right? And I came back in her life at 9 years old. So I came back in her life because I started going to church. I had to change her heart, blah blah blah, right? So she only knew me like this, and my kids would be like, "Listen, don't mess with. Listen, if he get mad, bro, But I was Mr. Goody Two Shoes, trying to be extra nice. So I always tell my kids, church messed me up, man, because y'all got away with some nonsense. I was the old me, but anyway. But she would look up some of the old videos on the channel, and she'd be like, "Yo, I heard you cursing." I'm like, "Yes, I."
Oh, they're on there now.
Yeah, they're on there now.
Oh,
yeah.
You need to make a compilation.
Yeah, I got a couple years. My first 4 years of videos was just regular me.
Guys, we got to get into some gaming.
Damn. All right, my bad, guys.
I got a topic. I got a topic. I wanted to introduce.
Lion's got one.
Okay.
So, by the way, I just wanted to illustrate that bed right next to Cowboy. Yeah, that's what he curses. Anyway.
Yo, I forgot you can see my.
So
that's why I need a streaming room, man. I need a streaming room.
So when he's doing those midnight streams, he just finished cursing. Anyway. So how you guys heard, this is the trending topic, at least over the weekend. Okay. This streamer called Nico, right? I don't know if you guys heard the whole story. Because I think this fits for today's topic, and it's the most popular topic on YouTube. It was, at least for the weekend. So this streamer calls Nico. He's been on YouTube for a while. 2 million subscribers. What's up, Obi? And the guy got canceled because he went red pill and Andrew Tate, etc., right? So he's an alpha male. He's all about, he's the man. He does whatever. He dominates his woman, whatever, the whole thing. I guess the guy made a video a couple of years ago, a podcast, where he talked to a couple of streamers from Playback, and they were having a discussion. He mentioned that he engages into a I don't know how to say it. It doesn't sound so dirty, but no, just take me off the screen. I don't want to be in the screen like that. He engages into activities where he will allow another man to lay with his woman while he's next to them. to put it very simply,
cuckolding.
That's so alpha. That's so alpha.
So it just and that was the topic, because he was making fun of another streamer called Moist Critical. Okay. And this guy brought this to light, and now his whole thing is being destroyed. His whole facade as a red pill alpha male guy. Right. I don't know if you guys heard about the story and what were your thoughts about it?
I don't know. So I think there is I try to be as transparent as possible, right? But there's some stuff that escaped me that I don't mention. I don't even think you guys know. I don't think I mentioned it at anything. So Thursday night, not crazy, but Thursday night, my daughter came in my room, was like, "Hey, the water's cold," right? And I was like, "Oh yeah, well, somebody just took a shower. It takes 20 minutes to get hot, right?" So then I went to wash dishes like an hour later. I'm like, "Damn, the water's still cold." I was like, "Oh no." So I went and checked my water heater, and my water heater didn't work. So I think I put it in Discord. So long story short, had a guy come out the next day, my water heater shot, right?
Oh
So
boy. Oh boy.
$1,689 later, we got a brand new water heater. So I try to be transparent, but not everything I'm gonna bring up because maybe I don't know. What was the point? I didn't even need to make a video on that. As you guys know, I make a video on a lot of things, but I don't think you need to tell everything. And I think that guy has an image, right? So his image was to be the alpha male, red pill, blah blah blah. That seemed weird that he would even tell that story publicly because that was messing up his image. But maybe he had a moment of, oh, he's real and he just wanted to keep it real. But I feel like it's like wrestling, right? If you're a character, they say never break character, right? So you got to be that character. So I guess he messed himself up. But
I feel in this situation, masculinity, for example, being masculine and alpha male, actions speak louder than words. You don't have to broadcast yourself that you are alpha. It's something that people are drawn to, or you've got on a personal level. So in the end, I feel like these people on YouTube, they're only doing it because it's the market at the moment to follow a trend, but they're actually definitely not alpha males. They can say what they want, but their actions, especially in this situation, clearly show. Because if you were sort of alpha male, you're the one that dominates every sector, and you don't let your wife sleep with another man right next to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's sort of like we said before. You seen your wife getting slept with by another man, and you went, "Don't worry, I'll just lie next to you, mate. I'll let you finish."
You're not alpha.
He said that it was too hard for him to listen because I guess she was screaming or moaning very loud next to him. So he ended up leaving the room. And they tried it again and whatever. It was a very hilarious conversation because of the persona that he has online. So I just thought it was.
Now, did he say that on his same channel that
he said on that interview? And if you look, there's a compilation of like everybody's been breaking this down. From Avon Preach probably did the best breakdown. If you want to pull up that video, if you want to see on your own time,
send me the link.
They broke down that so well in a very hilarious manner that that guy, I mean, he's pretty much done after that.
You know what's crazy is that this is our YouTube channel, or you're a content creator. It's your baby, right? It's for you to grow it. But sometimes, listen, especially in cancel culture, right? You never know. Like I won't get all into it, but the guy Lono, he had his own issues. FCAT was talking about it, kind of like a sexual harassment thing, blah blah blah. And he had one big channel that got destroyed. He had to start back over. I mean, look, he's doing great. He's close to he has 2,500 members, not subscribers, and his memberships are $4.99. Do the math, right? YouTube get their 30% cut, but do the math, right? So, but imagine what he would have had if he never had to rebuild from zero. His image got messed up, everything. So sometimes we have to realize there's certain things that could hurt us. I mean, myself, like, I think more for me, there's an image thing. Like sometimes when I cross my mind of what comes out my mouth, because I don't put myself a certain way, and I get it. His image was compromised, right? But for me, I'm like, I don't know what crazy I could say because I don't have.
He could still rebuild it. To be honest,
you have to be congruent.
If you think about it, you're not going to be quote unquote alpha your whole life. Growing up, you're a little kid. You could be a little shy guy. You know what I mean? You're probably going to be what is classified as a beta growing up, and then once you grow older, you get experiences, you get wisdom, and then you might be described as an alpha. So there's always going to be that metamorphosis for a young man to grow into a man.
Well, Josh, maybe he actually was alpha, making sure no one stole his body pillar. This is my pillar. You can do anything else in the bed, but not having my pillar. That's how dominant he was.
I sent the link on the chat, the private chat and the public one.
I got it.
No, he was. I watched him talk sometimes. He talk about how important it is to be a man, to you can sleep with other women and your partner cannot, and then he's doing this stuff and he's just so hypocritical.
Maybe his wife had a pushback. Like, dude, what about me? You could do all this.
He said that he knew that she was gonna cheat. He feels that all women were gonna cheat at some point, so might as well he needed to be there in case that happened. It was the dumbest logic you could ever.
I mean, I get his logic. You know, at the end of the day, I hear what he's saying, but I feel like he still compromised his the person he was portraying. If he was so much of an alpha and felt like she was going to cheat, he should have been like, "Yo, get your bags, get out, and I'm replacing you tonight." with
And
Cindy.
I feel like they're acting like alphas because they're reacting because their girlfriend cheated on them. And that's where in my mind is you're reacting from her action first. Your action should have been the primary one. Bye-bye, hit the streets, ta and react first, not to her cheating. And in the end, if you were such an alpha and you were so charismatic and personal and strong, you wouldn't have a woman that would cheat on you because they are drawn to the most dominant alpha because it's nature, for example. So in the end, I feel like you portraying it was only an act for the YouTube market. And
Hey,
really
listen, hold on, so you get them
Oh
independent
wait,
women in
I
here,
sent you
boy.
the wrong video. Hold on, I sent you the wrong
Okay.
video. That was a follow up.
independent. Independent. I mean, I haven't clue. I want a clue about all these colors: black pill, red pill, purple pill, blue pill.
Yeah, I didn't never heard the red pill thing either. So that's me.
I know.
The Matrix.
I've seen it. I've seen like all these aberrant preachers and all Tate and stuff like that. But to me, I'm like, everyone can change a color. So 1 minute a person's red, then 1 minute the purple because he had a bit of blue in it, and I'm like, wow. Morpheus only had 2, a red and a blue, to wake out in the real world. What did it happen to do with all this? So.
Yeah, I don't know. What's up, Kels? What's going on? Kels said he's in class, but he's still showing up. What's up? Close said, I think you are born alpha or beta. You can mimic alpha behavior, but doesn't make you alpha. Ooh, that's deep.
Ouch.
He says alphas don't need to have a name tag that says alpha. Facts, folks. All right, that's dope. Yeah. I mean, you don't need to brag about something if you is something, right? You know, you say it with your chest.
Actions speak louder than words, man.
So, Lion, you put 2 things in here. Which one is
the second one?
Okay, I'll pull this up. Okay, hold up.
I would hate to act like a certain way and then found out that story came out where I just let my wife get slept with another man while I was laying there.
This one?
This is the one. Yep, that's the one. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy. Here, let's listen to a little bit of this. We'll just play the beginning, I guess.
Yeah,
it's 16 minutes, so we ain't, you know.
My queen.
And you allowed the love of your life to get by another man.
I'm like,
hold up. First of all, hold up. Let me stop real quick. The dude in the middle is the alpha dude.
That's yeah.
Come on, bro. I'm thinking this dude's gonna be big and brolic. I can't even take this serious. I don't even want to watch it now. My man look like he look like he get manicures on his feet. Like, what we doing, man?
He used to be a model, I think.
Yeah, but he's like this slim dude. I can't take him serious.
Clean shaven, pampers himself and everything.
I'm thinking it was gonna be Chris Hemsworth looking dude. It was gonna be what's his name? Aquaman. Yeah,
trust me on it.
Aegis Elba was gonna be on here.
Trust me on it. It's hilarious.
Cowboy is naming all his crushes.
All right, here let's see.
Like feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do.
Hold up, and he's 12 years old. Like, why are we even watching? My man look like he's 12. He don't know nothing about relationships.
Yeah.
Who's listening to him about being an alpha?
He has a huge following.
Yeah, but they probably all young as hell.
You'll be surprised, man.
Dude, ain't nobody 30 years old following him.
What do you mean? Lion agrees with him. Lion's like, he's my favorite YouTuber.
Just because I subscribe to his channel for his courses doesn't mean I follow him.
All right, let's go.
Sickness of the highest order.
We were on the same bed. I was with his girl. He was with my girl.
You was on the bed?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Lion, hold on. So you gave us the wrong impression. You said as if dude was just him, his wife.
No, listen to the whole thing. Listen, there was he first started with the guy's girl, and then he had to do it again without the girl. Him being with the girl.
I mean, listen.
Trust
Look, hold on, real quick. My man brought a peace offering. You got me, I got you. That's different from we thinking he was like, well, his girl wants to sleep with somebody, so now he went out and found his girl.
Listen to the thing, and you'll understand.
The man listen, it's already jaded for me. He said dude had his girl too.
Listen to it.
All right, let's go.
You was laying in bed with another man?
He was in bed with another man, his girl.
The main topic involves a banned YouTube creator that I'm sure you've all heard of before. His name is Sneeko. A lot of people compared him to like a diet Andrew Tate. He recently got banned, and he still does make content elsewhere. And recently, he started targeting me because I made jokes about his friends on the Fresh and Fit podcast. He then makes a big rant about me, calling me a bitch, saying all kinds of things. He doesn't really make any points. He just insults my appearance a lot.
Oh,
And
now
makes
you might get attacked,
very
Cowboy.
bold assumptions about me not going outside and shit like that, which of course has nothing to do with anything I was saying, nor does
He's
it
gonna
debunk
dox
any
you,
of my points.
Cowboy.
Kevin Samuels used to say sign language. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. That's what they do. Like some ladies will do when you say something they don't like to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, they just do sign language.
Oh,
Or
they
they're
just do sign
yeah,
language.
Are you gay?
All right, man. Do you got a spot we should skip to, or say it again, Lion? Lion, I think you muted.
Let's skip a little further.
This has no
Hey, you have no idea the
substance.
yeah.
Lion.
Okay, right? No matter what kind of issue.
I'm so fat.
Brendan, you're not fat.
This guy
It's a
gonna
shirt.
come on here talking about his shirts.
Look at Nate. He's
Gonna get you
There's never going to
demonetized.
be a day in hell that I'm going to bring up other people's kids, other people's significant other, unless it's a direct form of hypocrisy to what you're saying online. I would pretty much never do that. So it's just, I don't know. When I see people do that, I'm just like, why? Why?
And then the worst thing is not so much that you bring it and you're like, okay, let's move on to things. You're like,
Imagine seeing the girl you love like get her. Yeah, I do. I love it. Yeah, I love her. I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, no, let me not say that. I love my wifey, my queen.
And you
Good
allowed the love of your life to get fucked by another man.
What happened to the other
Is
agreement?
there-
Why-
is there-
why
is
that
there-
one didn't last?
I'm crazy. The first time, as soon as I saw it, like 3 pumps in, I just got up and walked.
Oh,
Anyway,
did
when you
he?
went up there, you said something.
All right, Lion, you're just gonna have to fill this in, man. This is
Spark notes. Spark notes.
This is nonsense. That kid is like.
Listen here, I'm not.
at
No, his queen lost instant respect for him when she was getting plowed by another man. He's not her king anymore in his house or in that relationship. Sorry, that is not alpha, and that I don't even know that even. It's not even that's red pill. I think he's just talking out of his ass myself, and he like said, "Get your training wheels back on, mate, and off you go back in."
All right. Anyway, so let's do this. But yeah, Lion, you want to add anything else to that thing? Because if not, we want to.
You have to watch the video. There,
Yeah.
we can have a great conversation about it because there's a lot of really good stuff on that.
We're gonna go
on that
into
story.
games.
So ask us a question then. Throw us. You got any type of like? You want to turn it into like a topic, or you just want us to talk about dude that we don't know about that look 13 years old and
Listen,
his first sweetheart he ever met?
if you're not informed on it, it's like it's kind of hard to have a conversation about it.
Okay, okay, guys, you've all got wives and girlfriends and stuff like that. Would you allow that situation to happen without even using an alpha term? Would you allow?
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, no. Actually, my girlfriend actually tried to tell me that she has a poly kink or whatever, and I'm like, nope. You better get yourself straight, chick, or you ain't gonna see me no more.
Yeah.
I mean, at least know while I'm in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but I mean, listen, if I was single and
If I was
some
single,
girls was
listen.
like, "What's up?"
Yeah, if you were single, you'd be the first guy, wouldn't you? Let me squeeze your girl first, then just run off. You're not getting mad.
I'm out. Come on, let's go.
Just helping a brother out. I'm just helping a brother out. That's all it is.
Yeah, right.
Come
All
on,
right,
man.
so
we gotta get into the game, man. We gotta.
all right, come on, FCAT. All right, so guys,
You
we
have to
are.
do a topic switch.
FK, what game you want to play,
All right.
man? Come on.
All right, so hold on.
It's Roblox. It's
No, hold on.
All right, guys, I gotta go eat, but I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for having me
Hey,
on.
Josh,
Kylo.
thank you for your time. I appreciate it, man. And you know how we do. I will see you sooner or later at some point, man. Because we live
Absolutely.
in the
Everybody have a
half
good
an hour
night.
from each other.
All right, peace.
Till next time, man.
All right, guys, we are going to get into some topics. FCAT is ready to go. So let me topic switch, and FCAT will get the floor and get this thing started. So hold on.
Topic switch.
I'm here. Okay. All right. Now we're finally into game. Oh, bring me down, cowboy.
Figure, you
Don't put me up like that.
Fair enough.
2 hours later, man.
Bring it down.
Before we
It's
get
only a
into
logo.
before we get into the cloud stuff, I would just like to point out we had a massive loss in gaming, movies, and TV Friday, and that is untimely death of Lance Reddick.
Yep.
And he was in games like Quantum Break, the Horizon series, and he's in Destiny, and he plays Zavala.
Yep.
He
even played as Wesker from the Resident Evil show.
Do you know,
Netflix.
FCAT, I felt bad. I felt bad because on the Discord you actually went, Zala is dead. And I was like, oh, don't come in here giving spoilers from Twitter. And then as you carried on through the day, it was the actor who was dead, not the actual person on Destiny. And I was like, oops.
Bro, that's the whole thing. Like, he embodied Zavala. He showed up, he recorded, he pretty much carried the Destiny franchise for a while now. And I mean, so what do y'all think Bungie's next move?
Is he the guy that plays the sort of like the chauffeur butler in John Wick's yeah, that's who it is.
He was also on the Fringe TV show. That's when I first encountered him. He did amazing in that show. One of the characters.
But my thing is, I don't know. I know Cowboy, Holtz, and Lion. Y'all play Destiny.
Yep.
Y'all know Zavala.
Yeah.
So I mean, do y'all see Bungie killing off Zavala or possibly replacing the voice actor?
With AI, they could just have an AI do the voice if his family allows it, of course. That could be the case, or having another character take the part of Zavala.
Now, there's a chance they have pre-recorded.
Yeah, pre-recorded. Yeah. So,
like,
I personally think they should kill him off. I think any movie, any show, when you kill off a legacy character, it's such a big deal. Look at when they killed off Cade. That was like, you took that storyline serious. You're like, whoa,
but
he really died.
The didn't die.
But
Peter Dinklage left. Peter Dinklage left. He was the original voice of our Ghost, right?
Yeah.
And they changed it to Norland North. Then Speaker died. They killed off Speaker. The voice actor didn't die. He just moved on. Voice actor for Cade 6 moved on to do Firefly.
Yeah. What I'm telling you is, you asked the question, right?
Somebody die.
Yeah, but you asked the question. So my answer is, I think they should make the character die.
Me, I'm not affected by it. For example, I mean, he lived a good life. He's very talented actor, voice actor, and that. To me, I'm like, should we kill a gaming character off just for the sake of real life? So I'm sort of like, just get someone that represents his voice and skill set, and then keep the character.
The thing. He drove the Destiny story. Like, he's the one that makes you keep going forward. And
but think about it, right? If you want it to be compelling, listen, why you think Game of Thrones is one of the best shows ever? Because it was so unpredictable when they killed off characters that you swore was a main character. It pulls at the heartstrings. And if they make this character, like, look what they did with Black Panther. He died in real life. Guess what? They made him die in part 2.
Well, I don't think this affects Destiny as bad as we think it will, because the character doesn't exactly look like him, right? So I think it affects a game like Horizon Forbidden West going forward more, because he is the character. He looks exactly like the character. So they have no other choice than to really kill him off in the next installment some way, somehow. So that game will be more affected by his passing than Destiny, because Destiny, they can have a voice actor that does a very close impression. They could have AI pretend to be him.
They ain't using no. I'm lying. What game does they AI somebody voice? Come on, now I know we got technology.
Have you seen AI voice imitation?
I asked you which game has that happened in. Like there.
Now when they replaced when the Cade 6 guy left, they replaced him with Nolan North, and he did the voice perfect. Now are they gonna get Nolan North to do Zavala voice perfect?
Well, to me, I always thought it was my character that was the main factor, defending the light in Destiny. I didn't feel like all the other characters was. It was great in the development and helping, with other Guardians and other stories. But to me, I thought like they weren't the single aspect to push a game. So I feel like it's a bad loss, and the fans really appreciate them. But I feel like you can go forward with them. if he wanted to.
So-
Just like was it Fast and Furious? The actor died, but then he got his brother in, and then he just
Yeah.
tied up loose ends, and off he went. And that's,
So basically, what I think, if they kill off Zavala, that they need to get the voice actors for Ikora to either step up, or I don't know if y'all know this, but Lenny James, who played Morgan from Walking Dead, he's the voice to Shax, who narrates The Crucible. They need him to step up.
There we go, right there. So we got him in as Zimvala, and I forgot what his name is on Horizon, but good stuff, man. That's a shame. Yeah, I mean, honestly, one of the most famous Resident Evil characters is Wesker. Now I know they switched it up, but it was cool that they had him as Wesker. Too bad that show didn't do good, but it was entertaining enough for me. So that was cool that he got to play a big character also in the Resident Evil show. Yeah, I mean, it's sad. All right, so all right, FCAT, we're going now. All right, bam. What are we looking at here, FCAT?
The future of gaming looks to cloud gaming.
I love it.
Boy.
I love it.
Boy.
Now, why is that? Break this down for us.
Our next article, where it basically says the cloud gaming technology market 2023 latest report is driving worldwide by 2029. So do we see cloud gaming sticking around till 2029?
I mean, yeah, when Xbox is giving 10-year deals, I guess so.
Well, I think no one ever thought that cloud gaming was gonna go away. Cloud gaming is always gonna be in gaming. It's gonna be a part of it, and it's gonna keep growing. Eventually, 10 years plus, whatever, it'll be the main thing. For the foreseeable future, hardware is gonna dominate that. Right now, the best technology that provided cloud, in my opinion, was Stadia, and with that going away, it may have slowed down the progress that you will see on cloud services. So I don't think it is realistic to think that cloud gaming was going to completely disappear, that zero companies were going to be offering a cloud alternative when we had something like xCloud, we have PlayStation Plus, we have NVIDIA GeForce. So that's always going to be there. But where people mainly choose to game, at least for the foreseeable future, is still going to be hardware. Now, a new generation coming behind us, it's going to be easier to ease them into something like cloud because they don't have that history with hardware. So they'll be easy for them to be on the go and play all kinds of games that can be played on cloud that may not be as intense, or they need you to be that dedicated to sit down and really just play a game, something that's more casual. I think that's what we're going to see. For mobile games, short experiences, that's going to be excellent for cloud.
So here's what's cool. I'm not even going to come at the angle like, cloud won't die. I think what's cool is when we spoke about this, me and FCAT earlier, is the fact that there's a bunch of supporting arguments now that's making cloud look to be more popular. One, got to give credit to Microsoft. Microsoft already, because they're well known, Xbox is well known. Once they start doing xCloud and really getting into it, xCloud is becoming more of a recognizable name, and the fact that they keep going Call of Duty, cloud, people are going to recognize cloud even more. It's people who are learning, people who never knew. Look at Lono, right? He was doing his thing. He never even knew what Boosteroid was, but we brought up Boosteroid, or I brought it up. He's like, what's that? And then so now it's like, people are learning about other people didn't even care or know what GeForce Now was, but because of this whole Activision thing, people are learning more about cloud. But I think there's more stuff you had in the chat too, right? FCAT?
Yeah, we can go into that. Just basically, people are doubling down on cloud. I mean, we got Netflix now doubling down on cloud, aims to bring games to any Netflix device you have, and Netflix wants to make games playable on every device you have. Okay.
But look at the experience that they have on Netflix. Have you tried those games? It's not what we call gaming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're more very casual games. So that's what I was talking about. Those type of experiences you're gonna see a lot on cloud. That's what's gonna be at least at the beginning.
I feel cloud can only be successful on generation leaps. So before the PlayStation 6 gets announced, that's when you should push cloud to change games' mindset. And if that doesn't work, then you have to wait till like year 35, and then with the idea of that AR or VR headsets are going to be cloud only. Them kind of things are going to bring to the forefront, because if it's going to stick to what we've got now, I don't think it's ever going to pick up, because I feel like Stadia was such an amazing tech that could have been future proof. Now GeForce now with the 4080s, if they couldn't change it, that the masses, or since the pandemic or a new generation refresh, it's never going to pick up in the next.
So I'm gonna look. Hold on, real quick, before you transition that F-Clad. Let me just say that I'm looking at it a little bit different, Hope. So I'm thinking of my granddaughter, right, who could pick up an Android phone and then pick up an Apple phone. I can't do that, right? I only know one or the other, right? But I'm looking at these younger people, maybe even your nephew, that if cloud could get like, okay, if Lion was making it like it was a bad thing, which I agree, right? For us being older, I don't want to play these dumb little
but if
Netflix games.
My nephew was playing FIFA. He played FIFA 2021, and he was going to play 2023 on Stadia. He used to play it on his iPad when he used to out the house. He loved Stadia, but I think he only loved Stadia because I was the one showing him the library. But in the end, he couldn't take himself away from the PlayStation because his friends were networked there.
Yeah, but
he couldn't convince anyone else.
What I'm saying is, we know that cloud is cost effective. So imagine my daughter, right? And she, instead of her saying, I'm gonna buy my she's pregnant now, so she's about to have a shout out to my daughter. She's about to have a baby July 9th, right? Her second daughter. Instead of her buying another Switch, imagine if cloud gaming get a buzz to where she's like, oh wait, I don't have money for a Switch, but I just want to get her a little my old phone and let her play games, right? On her, her new daughter or whatever. I think in these small instances, if the word could get out there, maybe for I'm talking about new gamers, like little kids, it might be something that a parent who's not into gaming may want to do, because they're not going to spend $500 on the console.
Now, I feel like the market at the moment, and it will be in the future, is premium products do sell. So in the end, people still will want them iPhones, and people still are $1,500 and all that. They're never going to go to what we're assuming the entry-level devices to the masses. I don't think it's going to shift it. Because in the end, we were saying this at the start of cloud. We were like, imagine India got it, imagine Brazil got it, imagine it, and it never came to fruition to change anything. And I feel like it's going to lead into the next decade before anything shifts.
Yeah.
So right here we have Google admits it can't make cloud gaming work on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Right here we have Google didn't just ditch Stadia, it turned its back on cloud gaming for good. But this news right here came out just today.
This is amazing.
Ubisoft, who just got a 10-year contract for Call of Duty, is partnering up with Google Cloud.
Now, this is cool, because I don't know how deep the partnership's going to be, or what. What I don't know is what technology of Stadia is Google still have, and can they still use, and if they're going to sell it to somebody or blah, blah, blah. But we know Google Stadia worked great. And if they could partner with somebody and utilize the tech with somebody else's tech, that could be something really cool. And especially in a company that get Call of Duty, a 10-year deal with Call of Duty.
But how I see this is Ubisoft sought out Google Cloud, knowing for Stadia and their good tech, and they're going to use that to put Call of Duty on the Switch.
It's a very dangerous thing what Microsoft's doing now, giving Call of Duty to literally everyone, because what's going to happen in the cloud space is there's going to be different infrastructures that are going to run on like Linux, Windows, stuff like that, and the game Call of Duty ain't going to work as effective as sort of the consoles. And if that's the case, people are going to attack straight away and say, see, that cloud service sucks because it can't run Call of Duty. That Nintendo Call of Duty is going to suck because, and that's the narrative. That's what's going to push. So
yeah, but now they have Google's help. So now we've been sitting here like, oh, what's going to happen to the Stadia tech? We're looking at it right here. Stadia tech's going to be turned into Call of Duty.
We trusted Google, and then look what happened with Stadia. Every time you were getting a port, it was getting actually ripped apart on the internet, and it was a great port up to 4K 60, but sometimes it was 4K 30, and everyone got the pitchforks out and went like, tear apart, the game's crap, the service is crap, and it destroyed the image so fast. And I feel that's what's going to happen with Call of Duty. One Call of Duty doesn't match up to the PlayStation 5, the Series X version. Everyone is going to take a dump on every service that's got Call of Duty.
Let me ask you, FK, did you read the article?
This
Or did you just read the
is,
title?
I think Purple put this out. And she
But do
said
you read
that
it?
was interesting. Not all the way through.
So you just read the title?
Yeah.
So basically, what this company does is that they don't provide games. If you make games, right, you go to them and you can be like, they offer you 4 different solutions on how you can interact
Which
with
one?
them.
Which one?
Ubitus.
Yeah,
They're not like, there's not like xCloud. It's not like a marketplace. You're gonna go and they're gonna like play a game.
Right.
So you go to them like, hey, I want to put my game on the cloud as a developer. What it would be for me to do that, and they kind of help you enable that. Or if you are Sony, or if you're Microsoft and you want to work with them, they can improve how your cloud infrastructure is. That's basically what they do. In regards to what Google's just providing them hardware or just making their technology a little bit better so they can help other people out.
Right. Yeah, Ubitus, they're behind the whole thing with Nintendo Cloud and how they got control on Switch. So I figured, this is basically how they're going to work out bringing Call of Duty to the Switch.
But see, they're not going to blame this company, are they, on the Switch? If the game's crap, they're going to attack Microsoft for doing a deal. That's what straight away people's mindset is. They're not going to pick on the infrastructure. They're not going to pick on the cloud service or the way it's coded. They're just going to pick on Microsoft for delivering this deal.
Yeah, this is the part you're talking about, lying right here.
Yeah, I went to their website and looked at their offerings as a software company. So.
Mm-hmm. It's still good. It's still good news though. Listen, any push for the cloud is good stuff, right? Like, I was a big cloud gamer. I just feel like cloud gaming can't hold me as a gamer anymore, but I want to see it, flourish, right? So I want to see it impress me. That's the thing, right? Matter of fact, this guy I always watch, right? He does, I think Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, he put out a video. He's a PlayStation guy. And he was talking about Haven Studios. You know what's crazy? He was like, "Oh yeah, Sony Haven Studios. They want to come out with their game, blah blah blah." And two things he didn't say. One, he said he gave the history of Jade Raymond, and how she was, everything. Oh man, she was here, she was there. Assassin's Creed. You know what? He never mentioned Stadia. and you know what's funny? He never mentioned cloud gaming. So I wrote on this thing, I said, that's crazy. I said, dude, you mentioned that, Haven Studios. I was like, but their game is potentially a cloud game, a cloud native game, because it's over 1,000 gigs. He was like, yeah, I know that. I just felt that, it was no point for me to mention Stadia. I already mentioned a lot. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of crazy. You didn't even say the word cloud game.
What was so funny
Are you
is
talking
that
about Mystic?
The guy I'm talking about?
Mystic?
I'm not sure. Hold on, let me look.
what was so funny about it is that when Jade Raymond left and worked for Google, for example, under these IPs, stuff like that, no one cared. Everyone's like, bye, Jade Raymond, you washed out anyway, bye, see ya. And then when we were the clouds, we were like, we've got Jade Raymond, what can she bring? And all these teams, and how we're going to bring these amazing games. And everyone was like, so? And then now she's back at Sony. Everyone's like, yeah, praise all the stuff that was in development.
I thought that was crazy that he brought her up. But I thought it was crazy. He left out Stadia. She worked for Stadia. And he left out that the game itself is a cloud game. But no, it's his channel is TCMF Games Official. But yeah, it's really good content. And he put out 3 videos a week, but it's always only about PlayStation. And it's usually like a lot of recover rumor stuff, blah, blah, blah. But go ahead, FCAT, what we're working with next?
This came back up again. The whole thing about Microsoft launching their own mobile gaming store to compete against Apple and Google Play. apparently there's a launch in next year.
It makes sense, right? You're as big as Microsoft.
That would bring Apple into
what's going on?
contention in regards to that could bring Apple into into the ABK deal to fight it. That would be hilarious.
You didn't see the epic Apple fight trial? Shoot, Microsoft's gonna have a whole nother trial on their hands.
Yep.
So they have to August, right? I wonder. In August, I think that if it doesn't go through, they'll have to pay Activision $3 million. So $3 billion. Sorry, $3 billion. So which I guess is nothing really big for them. Some people conspiracy is that they really don't want to take Activision Blizzard, and this was more just publicity and stuff. But who knows what's going to happen?
Well, this one is basically Microsoft still showing they want to take out the middleman. They want the money.
I mean, why not? What are you in the business to play games, or you in the business to take over? Where are you going?
If I was Microsoft, I'd be saying, look, we tried to invest in our future and bring stuff that was consumer. I'll be using all the words consumer.
We tried to make games,
and yous didn't want it, and other people didn't want it, and politics, and we tried, and that's it. And to me, optically, Microsoft will look good, even though in the back seats they could have had no intent of doing it anyway. So
yeah, I mean, because honestly, trying to hanging in there this long, all the stuff, it does make it look like they really do want to get this to go through. But what if they don't? And somebody made a good point too. Who was it? Somebody was, it's Purple Haze. She was like, well, Bobby Kotick, yeah, he was under fire. But if this don't go through, that kind of like diverted all the attention off of him. And so then they could just go back to business as usual. He don't have to step down. And then it's like, all right, well, we took how many years to focus on this merger? Didn't happen. We still got Call of Duty. We still got King, Blizzard. Oh, well, I think Microsoft may be the ones that's hurt, though, because public perception is that they felt Microsoft would be so much more powerful. Sony don't want this to happen. And then if it doesn't go through, it's kind of going to be like, all right, Microsoft, now what do you show us? As gamers, now what do you give us? And so they got to have a bunch of games ready to go, right? Or people are going to be like,
Well, I thought Sony was a premium product and premium games. And now since I've been hearing all the masses saying that they rely on Call of Duty sales to help R&D and ideas and prospects.
That's also not what they said. Like this.
No, and I know everyone's saying, but I'm trying to say now in the optic space of what everyone's thinking.
So
I'm like, it's been diluted. So even Microsoft being diluted, now Sony's getting diluted, and the only people that are actually winning is Activision Blizzard, because like Carl just said, the CEO, whoever it was, is not getting accused anymore of allegations.
He's winning. That guy's winning regardless.
He might get $3 billion, and then us gamers, we're gonna still go, but you and you and you, and it's gonna lead into the next generation. We're gonna still breed the same crap of going forward. It's gonna be hilarious.
That guy's winning regardless. He's getting paid if he goes through, and he gets to stay if he doesn't go through. So that guy is winning regardless.
Yep.
Guys, would y'all let me ask a hypothetical question. Would y'all be surprised if next week we hear of a deal between Microsoft and Google Cloud?
Well, Google Cloud isn't like a thing that does games right now, right?
But Ubisoft just partnered with them.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Now,
then why would they need the deal?
We gotta come full circle.
But they wouldn't. I think
Nintendo.
Right. They wouldn't need to say doing a deal with Google. They're already doing a deal with Ubisoft, right? So there's no point.
By proxy, they already got a deal, so it's irrelevant at that point. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next month or so you hear a deal between Microsoft and Sony. I think Sony and Jim have, because if you look at where this deal went, I mean, this is a salesman strategy. This guy has gotten a company that had no reason why to extend any kind of deal to them for Call of Duty. They had no reason to do this, right? To agree to a 3-year deal, to a 10-year deal, to now open it up to other companies to get this deal, and who knows whatever else Microsoft might concede because they want to go into the mobile space. So he's negotiated that. He put the pressure on it. This is a third-party a company that's not part of Microsoft, pushing them to bend over to do something just so they can agree to it. They're trying to get the best possible deal they can get before this thing gets sold. Whether it gets blocked or not, by the end of the day, at some point they will. Once they realize there's no way they can stop it, they will agree to a deal, and they'll get whatever concessions Microsoft had in that deal.
Oh yeah, I
So,
mean it makes sense, right? You listen.
Oh yeah, back
You
against
ever
the
see a
wall.
kid and they're like, okay, if I do the chores, what could you give me, right? And you're gonna try your best to get the best deal, right? So it makes sense. Sony, that's why it's silly when people say, "Oh, they sound desperate." No, you're supposed to hold out as much as you can, get the best deal. Listen, their best deal they could get is no deal. You know
Of
what I
course,
mean? Because then
all
they go
the
back business as
all,
usual.
all the investors and all the lawyers probably know it's a good deal, but they're like, yeah, let's milk them until we get the
it's like,
ultimate
have
deal.
you ever haggled for price on something? You go to the market and you want to haggle like, this is a shirt for
Yeah, it's
$100.
just like auction,
I'll give you 20.
get a car. It's
Yeah.
just like trying to
And
work
then-
out a
and-
thing with somebody selling a car.
There's nothing worse when the person goes, like I said, 100, I'll give you 20, and then you walk away and you go, I would have paid 90 for it.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
30, and you go, how come you didn't start off on 90? No, you have to start on
The console world is silly because I don't get why people just don't simply see it that way, right? At the end of the day, both parties want to win, right? And so they both parties need to continue to do what they're doing now. Microsoft need to sweeten the pot so that it could go through. Sony need to say no, 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 so it don't go through, right? Or they get the best deal they can before it goes through. It just makes sense.
Listen, when I went to buy my car, I got like $10,000 off my car. Like I have my car is it's a decent car, it's a nice car, and it can be pretty expensive. I went with a friend of mine, and we negotiated for 2 days for this car that was supposed to be well over $40,000. We called. I mean, you would think, why don't you just go get the car somewhere else, right? But I wanted that particular car because it came with the specific options that I wanted, right? We called the other dealership, and I got a different dealership to agree to a newer model of the same car for within like $3,000 of the price that I wanted. And I still wasn't budging until I got the price that I wanted with taxes out the door. And that's what you do. I mean, it may seem like I'm crying or I'm desperate to get that car, but did I get the price that I wanted? Did I end up driving the car at the price? I did.
Yeah.
So that's all it is.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But the console wars is a different beast, right? It's a narrative that you put up because you want to feed your viewership, right? So we know that. But I do like Doc Dark lately. He's been actually saying, "Hey, Sony needs to hold out. Microsoft needs." So I'm like, that's cool. I think that's just the smartest logic. The crying and the desperate. I think that's silly when adults are like, $1 billion, $1 million company is crying and is desperate. I'm like, you guess you don't get the law, and I guess you don't get, forget the law. I guess you don't get money. Like that's as simple as it go. It's money. Like, why would I make so much money with Call of Duty and want to let it go? And Microsoft, dude, if Microsoft could get Activision Blizzard King, like just the mobile alone is so much massive money. So why would they give that up? You know? So both of them should just keep doing what they're doing until one of them gets what they want. It is what it is. FCAT, we got anything else?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
Man. All right. Lion, you was a guest on. You got to come in. You brought a really cool, interesting topic. Is there anything else you want to bring up before we go?
Don't
Since
forget that you know what tonight is. You know what tonight is. Tonight's a nice night. It's nice to party. You got to go out, have a couple of drinks. It's Monday Night Raw, my man. It's Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw, baby. Oh yeah, I'll be watching some Monday Night Raw, getting something to eat. My wife is home from the gym, and I might be cursing tonight. So Lion is the paper champ.
There you go.
No, I'm the champ.
I'm the uncrowned, undefeated champ.
Yeah, I hear you. It's unfortunate what happened to you, Lion, but
listen. Sometimes the authority gets in the way. Sometimes you get injured. I'll come back.
Yep, I know it.
Back.
I know it. When it's $30, when the game is $30,
we might start a war. We might start a war. And there's only one way to solve that. I don't know. It's coming.
Listen, your guy Obi got the game. You got to send the pride. You know, tell him he got to come and get one of these belts.
I got the game. I just got the game.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I just got the game.
Oh, snap!
Well, hey, we might start a war soon. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. And there's only one way we can solve that in that ring.
I got it. Holtz, did you get it yet?
I'll be getting it tomorrow. I've actually told my brother he's going to go half, so he's decided tomorrow. And even now, I'll be paying full price. I'll be paying full price. I'm trying to be cheap. You know what I mean? 65. If I can get it for 27 each and have 2 copies. Like I said, my nephew wants to jump in and sit like that. So in the end, if we can get 2 versions and I paid 27, he paid 27, it's a win-win. So I was just holding out for the price.
Dude,
so.
you gotta do it.
Get ready for war, guys.
I only have one last thing to say, guys.
Okay, what is that?
Anytime soon Microsoft makes a deal with Google Cloud, I have another claim to put on my plaque. Right up against killing Stadia.
This is true. You can't take that from them. This is true. You almost got this channel killed messing with you. Man, they was hating us.
Well, last week on We Wrestling Wednesday, that was on Friday. I was laughing at it because I was like, do you know what? I'm going to do a promo video because you were talking about, someone was talking about Booker T, and I was saying I was going to go, do you know what, guys? I'm going to do the Holtz and Rooney. And then I thought to myself, no, what happens if it actually hit me neck or something? I was like, I was just about to do it, and I thought, no.
Yeah, man.
I wrote a whole storyline for my comeback. I just gotta shoot it. I don't know if I want to do it. I want to go through. It's a lot of work, but it's a really cool storyline for my comeback.
But like I said, I got, like I said, because remember years ago, everyone was doing the spinner Rooney, wasn't he? Like the Triple H, and I got onto one day and I was like, and Cowboy, next week you're going to get the, and I just thought, how am I going to get my legs in that spinning position? And I thought, no.
You know what's funny? I could never do spinner Rooney. That was one thing I never did.
The showboating and I'm like, I'm not capable of that. So I just didn't want to talk smack that weekend. I was like, see you next week.
Yeah, don't mess around and get hurt. But Lion, I think what's cool is you were such a big figure. I had to correct Loco. He was talking smack the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, I was first." This, and I was like, "I'm pretty sure Lion was the first double champ. It wasn't you." But it's pretty cool to see. We kind of got little storylines and characters and this and that. And so I can't wait till you come back. Holtz, I told my son, you got to play with Holtz. Holtz is the coolest dude, but he turned it on. And Holtz, because you remind me of my friend Matt, I was like, you're going to love to wrestle with Holtz, man.
He was laughing at your son. He went, well, Holtz is trying to give me grief in the. And I'm like, yeah, I'm bashing you already. If you're coming in acting all hard, then yeah.
And he's pretty good, too. So.
And one thing, Cowboy, since Lion put me on the spot earlier, Lion, to my question earlier, do you believe Donald Trump will be arrested tomorrow? Yes or no?
No, he's not. He's exaggerating that. So he's probably gonna, if he's to get arrested, it will happen within a week or two of this news coming out. I think he's doing that as to get his fan base rallied up, get emotions going. If you listen to some of the more level-headed reports, like Breaking Point's a great channel to check out, by the way. If you want level-headed stuff, nothing to side or the other. They were analyzing that. I was like, that's not happening tomorrow. That's not.
Yeah, we're not trying to get all heated political here, you know.
Donald Trump, man, he's made to be a wrestler, man. I love his showmanship. Like, this guy is just, I don't look at him political. I look at him as a character. Like, the stuff he says, he does, like, he's a wrestler's dream.
Before I go, speak about wrestling, what I loved about your son, the newcomer, is I was laughing at the fact is that we're old guys. We've been playing for 7-8 weeks. So we each week we're getting used to the new rules. And it's so funny seeing a newcomer come in, trying the best to win, and then like Loco speared him through the glass on the finisher, and you just heard that's unfair. And what I was laughing at is that's us each week. Each week we've all went, that's unfair.
Yeah,
ref. And in the end we're all like, oh, grow up. But each week we've all been that crier, not the crier in a sense. We've all been screwed.
Listen, I had my moment where Ellis, however, he pimped me, I think, off not a special, and I got eliminated out of the women's match to get a title shot, and I had to wait the next week. You know,
Ellis like, and Holtz, how were you feeling? I was like, when he was speaking about him, and I remember that week I got off at the end of the night, and I was really annoyed. I was like,
when I come back, I want to do storylines. I want to just like play. I want to really do storylines.
Yeah.
I want to get some special guest referees in there. I want to get some betrayals going.
Oh, you should have seen last week the ref. He was doing slow counts.
Dude, that was crazy. The ref went, and I mean, it was like real TV. He was like,
it really wanted to screw someone over, didn't it?
And we was like, what is he doing?
You probably
Yeah, that was crazy.
Now you know WWE 2K's known for having bugs sometimes.
Dude, it was we was like it was so real. It was crazy. It was a big moment too. But all right, guys. Well, look, what's up, Lion?
I was when I first got the game the other night. I only played it once. I was doing the storyline. I created my character, which is a pretty cool character, and I'm fighting Gunther, and I did like I don't know how many finishes on this guy, and he would not stay down. He would kick on one. I think it was like a bug on the game. He would kick on one every single time. I'm like, I can't beat this dude. Like it was. I guess something was wrong with the game. I had to restart the match, and then I was able to pin him my first signature.
Oh wow. Yeah, and my brother, who is literally the best wrestler I've ever played, right? For many years. He's just so locked in. He said we should this is what he said. He said we should turn the computers up all the way. Because when we used to play with the computers on Legendary. Yeah, we used to have them on like as hard as, Legendary. So I don't know if I want to do that, but that would be crazy because they might be winning a lot of matches.
Yeah, but Ellis, he done 4 finishes on a badly done CPU, and he keeps on getting up, and I was like, wow. But it was so funny me being in chat because I was looking at the whole screen going, and I was like, wait there, there's Ellis for a moment, and there's you and Loco, and in the end, it just felt great just to be like a spectator for 1 week. It's all great being in the ring, and I think you're not really paying attention apart from your character, but it's just fun sometimes just sitting there and chatting.
A lot of them don't fight with strategy because there's some of them that could win certain matches and watch it. Like, if you do this in a certain way, this is how you win. Like,
Loco, right? 2 weeks ago, I was with Vet, and I went in chat, and I had 2 F5s with Brock, and he had a finisher, and he was Shawn Michaels, and my ego got the best of me, and I just ran, Vet, let's finish this, and I didn't ever think that Shawn Michaels was going. He can just do a running sweet, even though the move is a running sweet chain music. I thought he would have to stun me before he can do it. Yeah. So I ran right in the ring. Come on, Vet! Within a second, boom, off I went, and then, and I was just like, oh my god! If I just waited 2 seconds, thought about it, and it was just
that was amazing. Yeah. But here's what's cool: we had a breakthrough. Thank God my son joined because. Remember, I was trying to figure out how could we do elimination matches, and I was like, they don't have it in the game. But my son was like, no, you got to press go to the next page or accept. I hit accept. I'm like, oh, there's all these options I've never seen. So now, Holtz, you don't have to worry about me standing at the bottom of the screen. I just get in, you pin me, I get eliminated.
Did you see it? I was like, well done, Carl. Well, you found it. I'm like, yeah. I was like, that he knew what he was doing last game, but I'm glad you found it because it's going to help everyone.
I had no clue, but that's pretty cool. And my son is super competitive, so it's cool to have him there. But this week he's bringing his friend if his friends show up, so it's gonna be cool.
I loved when your son. I loved when your son walked. I loved when your son walked in.
2K bugs and Madden bugs, and it's like the most hilarious things you'll ever see.
I loved where your son walked in your room, picked up your controller, then he just walked out with the belt like, see you later, Pops, this is mine now. And there was Calvin go, I can't have nothing. Got no stream room, got no belts.
He's good, but I was able to get to say to him, yeah, you came in and won some little belts, but you ain't win one of the big belts.
See, that's the first thing I said to Cowboy. But Cowboy, each week we've been saying that to you, and now there's Cowboy with the big belt.
Cowboy, you're eating with the big spoon because Holes is not there, because Lion's not there.
Hey, that's not my problem. That's not my problem.
You're eating with the big spoon, like this is my.
Let me say this, Lion. One thing Holtz got to brag about, and I give him credit. He said I had an 8-man match, and I put my title up on an 8-man match. That's cool. That sounds good. But you know what I did? I went in the fire, and not only did I go in the fire, I came out because I put my belt up in an elimination chamber and I won. Yeah, and then I did it back to back again.
Lion, look what he said. He puts the AI on the lowest setting.
Listen, I also won the title in elimination chamber. I also won the longest, toughest match in the APW. I am. The most guy to win that match.
Lion, the whole thing nearly got disbanded. The whole thing nearly got disbanded last week because somehow the pin went from tap the hold or slider, and everyone at the end of the match was like, "Cowboy, you should have done it." And Cowboy's like, "I never touched nothing." I knew Cowboy didn't touch. He didn't touch nothing, so it must have just defaulted back to
Yeah, I
something.
think so. What I think it is when we're in a
It's a mini
cycle.
game.
When we're in a cycle, I think as soon as we come out and you go back in, it keeps it. But when we exit all the way out, then it comes off. So we kept doing matches and matches. I think when I went back in, I thought in my head it was nothing for me to touch. But either way, I said it in the beginning. I was the first person to get pinned. And so at that point, I said it.
I was in chat going, "Oh, yeah, Cowboy say it. I seen it." And, but then people like, and you were like, "Well, no one said it at the start of the match," and everyone was like, "You'd only said it when you were losing and you got pinned. That's the problem." But in the end, it was just so.
No, but I didn't. So here's the thing: I had no clue. I found out because I got pinned. So I said, "Guys, just so you know, the timed is on." So everyone knew, like I knew.
So that's what I was laughing at. That was what I was laughing at because I was in chat and I wasn't playing. I'm like, each week I must be like, when I get knocked out, damn you. But then when someone else does it, I'm laughing because I think it's very entertaining. Like, get out of here, you lost your bum, get out of here, you crap. But when someone does to me, I'm like, oh my God.
Well, you know, Holtz, I could go on and on about all my accolades because now I think about it, Holtz, when I was looking over it, I was like, man, there's a thing called Grand Slam champion. So that means one person had every single belt, right? And I was like, I think Loco is a Grand Slam champion. So I went to look, and I was like, oh, look at me. So come to find out, Loco was never cruiserweight champ, right? But he won the tag team belts. But we started a new season. So technically in season 1, the Cowboy King of Content, it had every single belt. So I am the very first ever Grand Slam champion. Then I talked to my son. I said, listen.
No, if it wasn't there in season 1, if you never thought about that when you had them, then you're on season 2 when you clicked on. You are right in what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. But I can still brag about it.
You never had the tags.
I still brag about it. But Ryan, I think what I was telling my son is 7 weeks and then we started a new season. So what I want to do is every 8th week that start a brand new season. So what's cool is like a game, right? In that season, you get a chance to see if you could become if you're trying to go for it. Some people might not care. So it's kind of cool to be like, oh, season 2, I was Grand Slam champion. Oh, me too, blah, blah, blah. So it's almost like an achievement. You know how they got achievements and trophies. So just a little extra bragging right. So we could do.
Oh, line. It was funny because people were like, "Oh, we're going to do the tag team," and I'll join Holtz. And I was like, I wanted to be like the ultimate heel, and I went, "I don't like any of you bums."
Like,
I'm not and you can see it. It was like, well, we need even numbers. You have to play, and I'm like, no, don't like any of us.
It's fun to be a heel. I was getting too good at it. The guy started hating me over there. Like,
yeah. Well, let me do. I am going to end this stream, so it's just a little over 3 hours. But I'll be back tomorrow. Red Giraffe. So tomorrow, Red Giraffe will be on. Dude, 20,000 subscribers in like 6 months. It's pretty crazy. Regardless, but he'll talk about it tomorrow. And then Wednesday will be
it's very special. Like that's like
no, I mean that's
0.001% of YouTubers are able to do something like that. It's impressive.
I mean.
The talent that it takes to be able to do that, the charisma, I mean, you have to be at another level, like living in the future or something like.
Yeah, I never seen any channel go that fast.
No, I mean, like not even Mr. Beast was that fast.
Yeah,
he's like he's outdoing his dad.
Yeah, he is. Literally, or not really, but figuratively.
Mr. Beast is gonna have to like get advice from him.
Yeah, right. It's like, hold up, wait a minute. But anyway, guys, that is another show. See you guys tomorrow. And with that being said, Holtz, take us out of here, man.
And what we've learned tonight is don't let another man sleep in the same bed as you and your wife. And now,
touch elbows.
Your mama knows.
I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy. Oh man. And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon!